experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Husker Nation, now is the time.
Holy moly! Man, woman, and child did that. Put him in the aisle.
Diving touchdown, Nebraska.
Does he have enough? Is it long enough? It's going to be tipped. Caught. It's caught.
How many tackles can one man break?
He's to the 20. He's to the 10. He's all the way.
Totally unbelievable.
It's game day in Lincoln, America, and this is the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. The A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show is powered by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Come on.
Get up and get loud, Husker fans. The A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show starts now.
Woo! That's right. We are here. Pregame underway. 3 hours until kickoff. He is Nick Sainert. I am Jake Sorensen. This is the first edition of the 2025 football season A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. And we are live from Kauffman Stadium, the home of the Kansas City Royals, right across from Arrowhead Stadium, where the game will be played here in 3 hours. Nick, I'm ecstatic. You're pumped. The fans are crowding here at Kauffman, and of course the tailgate lots. Football is back.
It is. And if you missed it earlier, they had to open up the tailgate lots 30 minutes before they initially planned on it. They were initially expecting to open up the tailgate lots at 3:30 p.m. People started to line up single file to just get into the lots. They started tailgating from just waiting around. And so finally the admission staff said, okay, you know what? Fine, we'll open them up 30 minutes early at 3 o'clock instead of 3:30. Husker fans took advantage of it. They have come out here in full force. We're packed here at Blur Events. It's another incredible Blur tailgate. And, man, here we are just 3 hours away.
We encourage you guys to text 402-464-5685. Any questions? You'll do a roll call. Where are you listening from? Are you here at Blur? Are you in KC? Are you tailgate listening to the pregame show? Are you out and about in Lincoln or across the country? Please let us know on YouTube or Facebook or text at 402-464-5685. We are pumped. We mentioned, as Nick mentioned, we did drive down. Me and Nick left Lincoln about 9:45 today from my house. And we got to Kauffman about 2:05. Yeah. Usually, that drive is about 3 hours long. But as a lot of you who have come down here have realized, road construction is a problem. And now with a lot of people coming down for the game, of course, traffic plus road construction and rush hour creates problems. So we're happy we got here when we did. It was frustrating, but it's been a fun time so far.
There were portions where we were topping out at maybe 6 to 7 miles per hour.
It was 3 miles per hour.
It was a grind to get here, but we are here. Husker fans, I know a lot of them came down last night. I know there's a lot of them that have weekend plans to stick around throughout the weekend. Obviously, now I will say this: you have to give credit where credit's due. The Royals did a great job because not only do they have a home series this weekend, but they made tomorrow night Husker night, and so it's going to be a lot of Husker fans here at Kauffman Stadium, exactly where we are at right now, tomorrow night for their series for the weekend. But man, oh man, you're absolutely right. And I know that there's a lot of folks still stuck in traffic. If you're with us, stick it out. It's going to be worth it. There's still plenty of time to get to the ballpark. And once again, you can never underestimate Husker fans because here they are again, once again, showing out.
It's just, Nick, obviously the season, we never know how it was going to go, but game one is always optimism. I don't care if you had a bunch of injuries in fall camp, which not going to has not been the case for Nebraska, but it's the start of a new season. We talked at the Pinstripe Bowl. You and I were in the press box at Yankee Stadium for the win Nebraska against Boston College, and that was back in late December. It is August 28th, and we're talking about a new season in football. I'm jacked. I'm so pumped. I'm happy to see football, I cannot wait to see what this season unfolds.
Let's be honest here. It's unlimited optimism.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game ahead of game one, right? And if Nebraska is able to get out here tonight, get out to a fast start and take care of football throughout the first 4 quarters, then we're going to be happy going home with it whenever you go home, whether it's like me tonight after the game, whether it's you later this weekend or a lot of Husker fans making a weekend in KC out of it. There's going to be a lot of happy folks going into, frankly, a couple of home games against Akron and Houston Christian that you expect to also be victorious in. I think that another reason that there's a lot of excitement about this year is something that you mentioned in terms of that was, what was that, 8 months ago? Now we have it to where it was a pretty low drama offseason. There wasn't a whole lot of injuries, knock on wood, like you just said. There isn't a whole lot of injuries on this roster. A lot of Nebraska's key players from last year also returned, minus the 2 guys on the front line on the defensive side of the ball. But for the most part, this is a very similar looking team where maybe you've upgraded a couple positions as well. There's a lot of reasons for unlimited optimism here ahead of game one.
Right. Nebraska, as I checked, if you are the gambling point sort, 6.5-point favorites. Now, I saw something today that blew me away, and we brought it up on early break with former Cincinnati quarterback Tony Pike, who is now on 1530 ESPN radio in Cincinnati, that you and I looked through preseason prognoses of rankings of players, of teams, of course. Now, Phil Steele, of many people, put Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback of Cincinnati, as the number 12 quarterback in the country on his list. Now, everybody makes mistakes.
Sure.
Not saying he did, but CBS Sports, as of last night, did not have Brendan Sorsby in their top 50 quarterbacks in the country. I'm not saying that'll motivate him to play well tonight. I'm saying this, Nick. You and I have researched him and seen his film and watched just Brendan Sorsby is a good quarterback. They have a good player at QB at Cincinnati.
Yeah, he is. And obviously the transfer. And so you bring in – we have to also remember I've caught myself slipping at times thinking Cincinnati is still a program that's in the American Conference, American Athletic
Big 12.
Conference. They are a Power 4 school. They have the Power 4 resources. Like, we have to remember that. And I say that to give them their due respect, right, of that they are a Power 4 institution, and rightfully so. I think that the reason that I am so optimistic about tonight is because you look at the strengths of Nebraska's defense. And I think Nebraska's going to come out. They're going to assert themselves in the passing game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nebraska be able to put up a decent number of points against the Cincinnati defense later on this evening. I think that we're going to see an aggressive Dana Holgerson as well. And so what's that going to get back to your point about Brendan Sorsby, what's that going to force Cincinnati to do? Throw the ball. Well, where is Nebraska's strength defensively? In my opinion, it's the secondary. It's the most experienced.
I would say linebackers.
Okay, so linebackers, so in the pass defense game or area, you're talking linebackers and secondary. Well, there you have it. So I think this matches up really, really well. Now Nebraska has to score points, but yeah, Brendan Sorsby, a very good quarterback and Cincinnati does deserve some respect.
You know, and I think a big talking point also, Nick, has been there's been such an unknown with Cincinnati in terms of the receiving core. And Nebraska's in a similar sense. We know Ja'Cory Barney last year was great and we expect big things, but Dane Key, we know he was good at Kentucky. We know Neziah Hunter was great, was good at Cal. Yeah. We have not seen them on the field at Nebraska besides in practice. And so there's obviously optimism with that. Cincinnati has 5 new receivers, and you say, okay, that's advantage Nebraska. But again, I go back to the interview this morning with Tony Pike, who covers the team. He's going to he's on the sidelines covering the team tonight. Tony Pike, he says, they love the receiving corps. Yeah. So you might say they have nobody returning. That might not be a bad team for a team that was 5-2 beginning of the season, lost 5 straight to close to miss a bowl game. They think they have a very athletic and good receiving corps. So I'm saying that the experience with this roster might not mean that much with that core tonight, with all the practice they've had for the last month.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think when you look at it, Nebraska's side, I think one place that you can say Nebraska really upgraded was at the wide receiver position themselves, right? You look at Nebraska, you mentioned Dane Key, you mentioned Isaiah Hunter. Yes. Those are 2 guys that you expect to be big focal points in addition to Ja'Cory Barney this year on the perimeter for the Huskers offense. And we mentioned Sorsby, we mentioned the wide receivers for Cincinnati, we mentioned the wide receivers for Nebraska. But what about Dylan Raiola, right? We talk about most of the importance for Brendan Sorsby as the Cincinnati quarterback, and his success for the entire year is also predicated, and it's dependent at times on what's built around him. One play area you have to give Nebraska credit and Nebraska staff credit is that they went out and they surrounded Dylan Raiola with guys on the perimeter that can make plays. And I'm including Mac Markway, which obviously joined the team last year during the year, but was expected to be available this season. You have to include him into the conversation, even though he's going to be out for the year with that knee injury. But when you look at what Nebraska did in the offseason, one of the positions that they upgraded the most and they really invested in was the wide receiver. They go out and get an SEC leading wide receiver in Dane Key. You go out and get a notable starter in Isaiah Hunter. There's no excuse for Dylan Raiola to not be effective tonight and throughout the rest of the year. This is a big year for Dylan.
It is. By the way, we are live at Kauffman Stadium with Blur Parties, Blur Events for the pregame show ahead of Nebraska Cincinnati. He's Nick Sander. I'm Jake Sorensen. We will have, as a program, we'll have an hour and a half of pregame from here. We'll send the last hour and a half of pregame to Memorial Stadium with DP, Austin, Terrell Farley, and AD for the event they have there for the watch party. Also, Harrison Orange, thank you for being aboard up back in the studio. Also, a big reason why this is great, Nick, we'll get to hear it, though, but Troy Dannon, Nebraska's AD, will be speaking momentarily here at Blur Events ahead of the game. So we're glad to be here.
Yeah, there's a large contingent of folks, and thousands of tickets were sold for Blur Events. It's an incredible
over 2,000.
It's an incredible showing by Husker Nation, which should not surprise anybody. They were going to have athletic director Troy Dannon speak outside in the sun. Yeah. They said, all right, you know what? Everybody's in the shade. Let's go ahead and move them into the Diamond Club. I mean, once again, the Royals and the Blur and folks at Blur Events, Eric Stacy, their entire team, McCray, Alex, Reagan, all their team members have been incredible, and they've worked together. There's been a lot of efforts for the last, laundry list of months to put an event like this on, and it's going off really well.
Yeah, we'll get back to football. Just a reminder, me and Nick walked down to the lower level of the stadium, took a video this afternoon with nobody here. Yeah. We were before the party. We were at an empty, at that point, Kauffman Stadium, Major League Baseball stadium. A team is in the playoff hunt right now with a month to go in the regular season.
It's so cool because
people can see the Diamond Club, the suite level over here. It's
you
all
can straight up
on
walk
display.
In. So there's Husker
look
fans
behind us here. I'm gonna show the video real quick.
There's Husker fans
right behind us
that are
it's hard
sitting.
to see that, but that's the stadium back there.
There are Husker fans sitting in just normal seats.
of
Looking
the
at
Royals.
A perfectly curated Kauffman Stadium.
And they have a game tomorrow night, which I'll be at, by the way, so it'll be fun. Again, great event here at Blur Party. So back to Nebraska, though. You mentioned Dylan Raiola, and I want to give a stat that I think excites fans, but also they say, all right, I'll wait before we get too excited. Dana Holgorsen quarterbacks in their second seasons, we're talking about guys like Case Keenum, Geno Smith, and more guys than that. Case Keenum in his second year under Holgorsen at Houston had 44 touchdowns. Geno Smith in year 2 had 42 touchdowns at West Virginia. Last year, Raiola had 13 touchdown passes, and it was a very poor stat showing the last 4 or 5 games of the year. If this team is truly going to live up to the expectations of guys like Josh Pate of On 3 saying playoff team, Joel Klatt says dark horse playoff team, and they're not alone. That's a common thought. It comes from the fact, Nick, that it's year 3 of Matt Rule. Yeah. It's a full offseason and a full year of Holgorsen, and that should, on paper, in theory, create a breakout season for a guy that was a 5-star type quarterback in Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that one area that you would ask a lot of folks that paid attention to Nebraska last year and into this season, you ask, okay, where does Dylan need to get better? Protecting the football and finding ways to score the football, right? And that's not some hard-hitting analysis, but the touchdown to interception ratio was not good last year, 13-11. 13 touchdown passes, 11 picks in his freshman season. A lot of people, this is one thing I've been telling AD, Jake, and I haven't been able to talk to you about it on air, is that a lot of people will say, okay, chalk it up to the freshman year. That's fine. But at some point as a program and as an offense especially, you have to say, okay, now is the time. You can't keep pushing things off and saying, okay, no, you know what, we'll chalk that up to growing pains as a young quarterback, or we'll chalk that up to growing pains as a new starting running back. Whatever the case may be, this is more than just the quarterback. At some point, Nebraska's program has to look at themselves in the face and say, now is the time, and it starts tonight at at Arrowhead.
Yeah, we are at Kauffman. It starts at Arrowhead, just a few steps away, across the way. He's Nick Sander. I'm Jake Sorensen, live from Blur Events. We got some GBR stands going.
There you go.
The chants are going. People are jacked up. We will do a lot of preview throughout these 3 hours. The hour and a half we have here will obviously focus on everything. But One position, and we'll get defensively in a little bit, Nick, but running back is a spot that Nebraska has to have improvement on. Emmett Johnson takes over for Dante Daldell, who of course went to Kentucky. Johnson was good last year, but you need him to be great. And you got Mekhi Nelson, who has no experience as a running back, but everyone reports that in practice he's a dude. He's a bowling ball. He runs angry, and I think that's another thing that for those who have not seen it, they're excited to see what does Mekhi Nelson look like behind what is also expected to be a very improved offensive line, all from left tackle to right tackle with very little issues. It feels like.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think I'm really intrigued to see what Mekhi Nelson can do as kind of that second back for this rotation. It's unfortunate for a guy like Quentin Ives, who we saw in New York in the bowl game, just because at the end of the day, I mean, we saw Quentin Ives score a touchdown in that bowl game as well. But I think when you look at Nebraska's running back room, if you're Mekhi Nelson, you're sitting there saying there's opportunity here as well, right? Nebraska, we mentioned how much they've invested in the offseason in the wide receiver room. One area they didn't invest in the offseason was at the running back position. They did not. They didn't go out and replace Dante Dowdell with a transfer running back, right? So now it's Emmett Johnson, and then it's Mekhi Nelson at 1 and 2 in that order. And if I'm Mekhi Nelson, I'm looking at that as an opportunity to showcase why you could potentially take more snaps away from Emmett Johnson. But then if you're Emmett Johnson, you're sitting there saying, I've never been able to show Husker fans and my staff what I can do consistently as RB1. It's always been somebody else in front of Emmett Johnson and us as consumers going, man, Emmett looks really good as that backup. Now is the time for Emmett to showcase why he should be the starter.
Yeah, absolutely. Emmett Johnson, certainly a guy to watch out for tonight. Mekhi Nelson, same thing. And we'll see if we see from Jamar Mosey. Isaiah Mosey. Jamar's his dad. Isaiah Mosey certainly could get some reps as the third-string running back. And, again, the thing is there's some things you know about this team, but there's so many things that you don't, and that's why we love week one. And you want to see them improve and get better, obviously, every week. But the thing is, Nick, this is the stat that's killing Nebraska. It doesn't affect this team, but it goes back 20 years.
Yeah.
Nebraska in openers against Power 4 teams is 0-6 since 2003. Yeah. In 03, they beat Oklahoma State off the bat. Then they had a great defensive performance. Since then, we're talking about Northwestern. We're talking about Minnesota. We're talking about BYU, Illinois, and others out there. 0-6 in openers.
Yeah.
It can't happen anymore.
Well, and Matt Rule has been so big, and this is more of a big picture conversation, but Matt Rule has been so staunch on that was before us, right? Don't talk about what's before us. Okay, show us, right? Show us that it truly was before you guys, because right now under Matt Rule, we only have the Minnesota matchup to go off of in that statistical category. So I think when you look at Nebraska, there's a lot of opportunity here. But opportunity has also not been kind to the Huskers in the last couple of years, as you just mentioned.
We are live at Blur Events in Kansas City, Kauffman Stadium. He's Nick Sater. I'm Jake Sorensen. We have a
special
interaction
guest
behind us. Yes. We're going to take a quick break because we got a Hall of Famer in the building.
Yes.
Jay Foreman's in the house. He wants to get on the pregame show. So we will come back here from Kauffman Stadium on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Jay Foreman on next on 937 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Play ball!
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Stonebrook Exterior is your trusted partner in exterior solutions for both residential and commercial projects across Lincoln and Omaha. With over 2 decades of expertise, they deliver everything your building needs, all under one roof. From roofing and siding to gutters, wall systems, custom masonry, and metalwork, Stonebrook handles it all with precision, safety, and professionalism. Take the worry out of your exterior projects. Choose Stonebrook Exterior. where quality, safety, and service come together seamlessly. Visit stonebrookexterior.com or call 402-934-5559 to get your free quote today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, brought to you by Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits.
Welcome back in. We are live from Blur Events as we continue the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show coverage ahead of Cincinnati versus Nebraska at Arrowhead Stadium. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman alongside this segment brought to you by our friends at Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits. Looking for the perfect sip in Lincoln? Head to Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street, where walk-in humidor meets a temperature-controlled wine cellar and shelves bursting with over 3,000 wines, 2,000 spirits, and 1,500 beers and seltzers. They are open daily, so make sure you stop in and elevate your next pour with the help of Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits. Once again, Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman alongside. Jay, good afternoon, good evening, and man, it's going to be a good night here at Arrowhead as you can hear the GBR chants behind us.
Hey, man, it's obviously Nebraska always represents no matter where it's at, in the world, really. Yeah. And obviously Kansas City is the easy trek for the multitude of Nebraska fans as we experienced through the traffic jam, from Lincoln, Omaha, or whatever down to Kansas City. But the excitement is here. I think it's a great situation for Nebraska, as far as the, big year. Whether it's year 3, year 1, year 10, it's a huge year for the program and the football team in general. You got a game opponent in Cincinnati, but I think Nebraska, I think it's a maturity year, right? And there's no more excuses of the schedule not being set up, the situation not being set up. People don't realize this game was originally supposed to be in Indianapolis, so if you probably cut the amount of Husker fans in half, being able to go to, or wanting and being able to go to Indianapolis. So it is essentially a extra home game for Nebraska, even though they won't benefit from it financially. You're playing at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Essentially a national championship college football playoff game. You're the first game before Saturday, a.k.a. this used to be the Minnesota Open. So everything is set up for Nebraska to, hit that 3-0 fastball, bases loaded grand slam against a tired arm pitcher. And so we're going to see tonight, a big step forward or, maybe a little bit of a misstep.
Yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I mean, over 60,000 Husker fans in attendance is what they're predicting over at Arrowhead, which is across the street from where we're at. I would like to bring this up. I mean, one note is, as you mentioned, the opportunity. This is the only Power 4 versus Power 4 game on today. Yeah. Right? This is the official day of college football. Buffalo, Minnesota goes. Ohio and Rutgers are actively playing right now on Big Ten Network. This is the only Power 4 versus Power 4 matchup that's taken place. I will ask you this, though, Jay. Why is this year different? How can this year be different? Because Jake and I were talking earlier how since 2003, 0-6 against Power 4 opponents is Nebraska in their first game of the year.
Yeah.
Why can this year be different for Huskers?
Well, number one, you have a quarterback that played as a true freshman. Now he's not a true freshman, so you're ahead of the ballpark there. The only caveat to that is Cincinnati has a really good quarterback as well. But as far as Nebraska handling their business, you got a big piece that was missing majority of the time. Now, obviously, Adrian Martinez was really good, but, obviously there were some holes there, on the other side of the ball and throughout the offense. And I think this at year 3, I think the staff and whether it's the GM, Matt Rule, I think they understand what a Big Ten player is better than when they used, in year 1. And you can just look at the difference in quarterbacks, right? From Jeff Sims to obviously Dylan Raiola in year 2 and then obviously into year 3. I think also the staff is a little bit different, more experienced, right? Where Dana Holgerson comes in, Mike Eckler comes in, obviously with the pedigree and I call it the factual, tangible positively on the resume, and then obviously with Coach Butler with his NFL prowess, it gives you a little bit more ability to deal with a situation like this as far as the crowd, the expectations, and intensity. And then I think that they have more depth. I think they recruited, better than maybe that they have, prior to. They know what type of player they want, and they've been able to focus in on those type of players and then stockpile those players. And then more importantly, I think the way that they go about their business as far as, the off-season work, in-season work, everybody has to earn their spot. I think it puts them in a better position to be able to get over the hump and do something that you're supposed to do. Beating Cincinnati doesn't mean that necessarily you're back. Beating Cincinnati means that you're actually mature and you're taking a huge step in the right direction. When you're the odds-on favorite, you should win by the talent. You should win by the coaching staff. No disrespect to anybody on their side of the ball. And this is a game that you need to get off on the right start. Everybody talks about Akron and Scott Frost. This is it right here. You have however many home games, and then you get USC and all the other Iowa at home and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You play them at the right time with the bye weeks. This is the perfect time for Nebraska to take a big step in the right direction.
So much has been made about Dana Holgorsen as the offensive coordinator and how it's okay. He's got a full year to go. We'll get to that in just in a second. But for you as a defensive guy, let's talk John Butler for a moment. John Butler is somebody that is going to be a defensive coordinator for the first time for a defense since 2013. He's been obviously involved, whether that's been secondaries coach, whether that's been other things at other places, Penn State, Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills, whatever the case may be. What is different about John Butler that makes him ready or a good fit for the defensive coordinator role here for the first time for him since 2013?
Yeah, I think, he got to, kind of, projected into, the defensive back coaching job and then defensive coordinator through the bowl game. So a lot was put on his plate in a very short amount of time, recruiting and all that stuff, learning the players. So it's another year being in the system of the whole Nebraska football, what Matt Rule wants from their defense. I don't think he'll be nervous or anything like that as a coordinator. I think he's been involved in the defensive game planning. This is something he's been looking forward to. If anything, he's probably, I would say, over-prepared for it. The one thing I think that gives him an advantage over other people, and I know this from playing in the NFL, and I'm not trying to pull the NFL card, you have to do more with less at the places that he's been, especially with Buffalo, because you're not allowed to revenue sharing dollars or salary cap dollars for your position group. So he's been able to do more with less in Buffalo. How is that advantage for Nebraska? The ability to develop, the ability to adjust on the fly. And this moment this is an NFL game for him. Pulling up here is exactly what he's used to. And so now he's just got to get into the game, and the guys got to go out there and play for him. So the continuity of the players is probably more important than is Butler calling the game. He's been experienced. He knows exactly what to do. He's going to call the game like he wants to. More importantly, the players have to go out there and execute it. And it's not just in the first quarter. I talked about it on Old School. I talked about it Inside the Huddle. That 6 minutes before halftime, 6 minutes after halftime will tell the tale of this game, but more importantly, through game 1 through 12 Nebraska season.
All right, let's talk about that secondary, though, because on that defensive side of the ball, pretty experienced secondary. You return to Sean Singleton, Malcolm Hartzog. You return guys like Marquise Buford Jr., Sierra Wright as well. But then you add in a notable transfer that has experience from Idaho and Andrew Marshall, and that's going to be kind of another starter on that defensive secondary. The communication, I remember talking to them at Big Ten Media Days about the communication and how they felt like it had taken a step forward or in the right direction.
Yeah.
Is there difference in communicating in practice versus when you're going to be in Arrowhead today?
It is a huge difference. And, the fact that you have a bunch of veterans, they know how to, I'll call it trim the fat. Knowing how to get right to the point to make sure that they're covered, and then more importantly, cover their other counterparts back. When you have 5 guys that have started being productive, know how to play with different types of guys, and they come together, it's seamless. And that's what you've seen. That's not a problem, right? Because they know how to play. The first and second level have to gel. Tonight's going to be a challenge because the quarterback's good, the tight end's good, the running back is decisive, and then they'll run some mesh concepts and try to hit you over top. Communication will be key at level 1 and level 2. Level 3, those guys know what to do. More importantly, they need to make sure everybody else knows what to do. So that's where the onus will be. They'll handle their business as a unit, those 5, right? The other guy, they got to make sure everybody else handles their business as well.
All right, as a linebacker, and I think just for you, as we got about 3 or 4 minutes left in this segment of the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. This segment brought to you by Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you from Kauffman Stadium, Blur Events, their tailgate. It's an incredible atmosphere as we get ready to kick off the 2025 season. I think one of the most fascinating things for me is the Terry Braden conversation going into today. Nebraska has Coach Braden has more bodies to work with this year than he ever has before. In the NFL, you don't have as many guys to work with, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I'm so fascinated in potential personnel that he throws out there on that defensive line, whether it's do you mix Riley Van Poppel and Elijah Judy, or do you mix Riley Van Poppel or you can go countless number of combinations. That's one thing I'm so fascinated to see, because I think we're going to see really Terry Braden try to mix some things up.
And in the NFL, when you have this type of depth or let's say options, those options either get cut or they get traded or they go to other teams, right? Because they're all decent players.
Yeah.
We're here, he's get to keep them all. So now the biggest thing is how he can get them in a rotation and then find the most effective group. And when you have a Riley Van Poppel that's not starting, then you're really working with, cooking with peanut oil. So the combinations will be key. But I think also this is his first time to doing things and also being able to coach his own group. When you're assistant defensive line coach, you have to do a lot of the coaching that the head defensive line coach can't do. He's able to do both with a little bit more relaxed, and so I think he's developed them all. I think Noweri is going to come in and do work. I think Cam Linhart's going to show well. I think Riley Van Poppel is going to show well, and then you're going to show the depth of what he's been able to develop. So I'm really excited for him, and then also the players to go out there and represent.
Give us 2 guys as we go to break here in just a second. Give us 2 guys, one offensive, one defensive, that need to have a stellar performance tonight for Nebraska to get the victory.
Well, I think it's got to be Lindenmeyer, because he's got to get a sneaky first down. Okay, that's the one he's got to do, because Dylan might be under pressure. Then he's got to be able to get that first down to extend the drives, and then obviously keep the pressure on Cincinnati's defense. And then defensively, I look at Riley Van Poppel, a guy that's definitely good enough to start, but then obviously going to go out there and prove himself, and he has the combination of size, speed, quickness, and playmaking ability to make a game-affecting play, even though he's not starting. And that'll show the depth of Nebraska, but more importantly, show his prowess to be able to affect a big game.
Nebraska get it done?
Yeah, they get it done tonight. I think it's going to be, a fast start for Nebraska, a little bit tough, sledding after that. And then I think Nebraska's physicality and the size and strength of Nebraska will take over, and they'll be able to pull away.
Hopefully 65,000 plus Husker fans go home happy tonight, tomorrow, the weekend, whenever they go home back to Lincoln or wherever they are. Because we met some people from Arkansas. We met some people from outside of just Nebraska,
California.
Missouri.
You seen my man Armand Lewis?
Yeah, there's been that's why I remember him.
My man
I was like,
Armand
man,
Lewis.
he looks so familiar. I could not remember.
Yeah, Mr.
That's
Tequila.
right. How about that?
Yeah.
From Bloomington. Let's hope that tonight's game goes a little bit better.
Not bring no bad luck up in here.
Let's hope tonight's game goes better than the one that was in Bloomington last year in 2024.
No doubt.
That's Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert alongside. This segment brought to you by Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits. Make sure you visit them today, 5040 North 27th Street. Make sure you stop on in and elevate your next pour today. When we come back, Jake Sorensen joins me once again as we continue the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show ahead of kickoff for Cincinnati versus Nebraska at Arrowhead Stadium. We are live from Blur Events Tailgate in Kauffman Stadium. Over 2,000 Husker fans are here right now. It's been a great time. Still goes up until kickoff at 8 p.m. Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert. We'll be right back on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 2nd are $1 off buns, 15% off cheese and crackers, 10-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished New York strips for $17.99 each, and steakhouse burger packs for $13.99. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North, with locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Stonebrook Exterior is your trusted partner in exterior solutions for both residential and commercial projects across Lincoln and Omaha. With over 2 decades of expertise, they deliver everything your building needs, all under one roof. From roofing and siding to gutters, wall systems, custom masonry, and metalwork, Stonebrook handles it all with precision, safety, and professionalism. Take the worry out of your exterior projects. Choose Stonebrook Exterior, where quality, safety, and service come together seamlessly. Visit stonebrookexterior.com or call 402-934-5559 to get your free quote today.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through August at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 1.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by 6.2% interest fixed for up to another 36 months. When planning for this year's harvest, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your Landmark Implement today and check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance. Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, brought to you by Elway Power Sports of Lincoln.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium ahead of Nebraska-Cincinnati over at Arrowhead. Just over 2 hours from now, he is Nick Sainer. I am Jake Sorensen. This segment of the A1 Automotive Pregame Show sponsored by Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. It's game on, Nick, at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. They have top models like Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki's, Yamaha, and more. Stop by at 27th and I-80 today. Quick shout out before we move on. By the way, we're supposed to have Adam Carricker. He's caught in traffic,
Yes.
So it's been a rich situation with traffic. We saw it ourselves, so
We did.
Everyone's forgiven. It's a tough day, and shout out to DP. DP sent us a video.
Yeah.
And for those there right now at Memorial Stadium, so obviously we're thrilled to be here in KC. Thousands of people here in KC. But for those who did not make the trip, DP sent us a video. We are on the video board right now inside Memorial Stadium. So shout out to you, Husker fans, college students watching the game right now in 2 hours at the stadium. Yeah. We love you. We hope that you see a win tonight, see some success, and thank you for stopping by and watching our pregame show. That's very cool.
Yeah, massive shout out to
awesome.
the entire university
We're on the
as
big
well.
screen.
Working with Husker Vision, able
Yeah.
to put us on there, put us through the sound system. So right now, if folks are walking by Memorial Stadium, they're hearing us.
We
Jake
clap
Sorensen.
for you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you, Lincoln. Thank you, Memorial Stadium. And by the way, also one more plug. Post-game tonight. It's going to be late.
Yep.
Probably around 11:30 start time. Austin Orman and DP will be on top of that from the ticket studio. So if Nebraska wins, stay up late, have some fun calls. If they lose, commiserate together. We hope it's not the case. Call in and say all you want, but DP and Austin on for the post-game show right around likely 11:30 or so after the game.
I know what I'll be listening to on my drive home.
100%.
this
Yeah,
evening.
you're driving back to Lincoln.
Drive home. DP and Austin, they might not know it, but they're going to keep me company on my drive home from
Well,
KC tonight.
You can call in if you want.
I might just call in from the road.
Couple of news to hit, nuggets to hit. This is not regarding the game itself. There's massive news in the NFL prior to our show. Micah Parsons traded to the Packers 4 years, Nick, $188 million, 2 first-round draft picks, and Kenny Clark heading back to Dallas in that trade. I told you I don't get stunned very often by news. I was dumbfounded when I saw that happen.
I can't believe
Dumbfounded.
I can't believe Jerry Jones actually dealt him. I can't. I mean, we had seen it in the last couple of years where they did it with Dak Prescott. They did it with CeeDee Lamb. They waited until the very end, and then they folded, or I should say they cracked, and they ended up signing him to a massive deal and probably overpaid a little bit for those two guys. Micah Parsons might be one of the best, if not the best, defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
Especially when you
Packers
consider
never do these types of deals.
when you consider his age, where he was at. Obviously, you knew a big contract was coming for him, but he might be one of the best ones ever. Or it's not ever. Excuse me, one of the best defensive players in the league today. And to get, once again, you look back at what Jerry Jones did now. He traded him away for 2 first-round picks. And like you said, the defensive tackle, 29 years old, who just signed a 3-year, $64 million deal with the Packers, a much more financially feasible option for the for the Cowboys. And then the Packers spent big-time money, $180 million.
Yeah, 188. It's a lot. I mean, the Packers do not make these types of moves ever in terms of big contracts or big trades. So that's why I said I'm not totally surprised he got traded. It's to who he got traded for and the money I am frankly stunned by. So massive NFL news as we sit in an NFL town across from the NFL stadium ahead of a college football game. Go ahead, bring that up right there, Nick.
I'm excited, man.
Quickly, a couple games right now in progress in college football on this Thursday night.
South Florida right now, Nick, up 10-7 on 25th-ranked Boise State mid-second quarter. Rutgers up 17-7 on Ohio early second quarter, and Lafayette down Bowling Green 7-zip. Our game, of course, kicks off at 8 o'clock here in Arrowhead in Kansas City. But we have a lot to go to on this pregame show. I want to address the defensive line, Nick. I know you and Jay kind of went around this a little bit, but it is the story of this team. You mentioned in our first segment that you like the secondary. I love the linebackers. Yeah, that's the back. The back group is great, but the front three or four is the question. We saw Riley Van Poppel get a single-digit jersey. Not a starter, though. He's behind Elijah Judy at defensive tackle. Then you have
Keona Davis.
Keona Davis, of course, there. Cam Lenhart, of course, going to be important there. I mean, Nick, this team has to be able to, number one, get pressure from the front three or four, and they have to be able to just stuff the run. Otherwise, you like the secondary. I love the backers. It won't matter if they're getting gashed on the front three or four.
Yeah, I think one area that you can say you could be concerned or just maybe a little more curious about when you're looking at Nebraska football's defense is going to be their run defense, their ability to stop the run or even get to the quarterback. And it's not for a lack of numbers. I think it's a lack of proven talent. When you look at it, I told Jay what I said last segment is I'm really fascinated about Terry Braden's situation. He's walking into an area now and a game tonight to where he's used to when you have this many guys in fall camp or fall practice that are quality players and capable of making plays on Saturdays or in the NFL's case on Sundays, you have to cut guys. You don't get the luxury of having 6, 7, maybe even at times 8 guys deep to that you feel comfortable maybe moving in spots. I'm really fascinated to see what kind of combinations they put together, down and distance situations, right? Who does John Butler and Terry Braden turn to on 1st and 10 compared to 2nd and 6 or 3rd and short? Where is the difference there, and how versatile can some of these guys be? You know, Riley Van Poppel, is he going to be a guy that's capable of playing on 1st down and on 3rd down? We know what we saw 2 years ago. He took a redshirt year last year. Now it's just a lot of optimism and curiosity more so for me of what kind of combinations we put together, especially when you include the edge guys like Cam Lenhart, like a Williams Nwaneri. Like when you include those guys, the opportunities and combinations are somewhat endless.
So let's be optimistic, Nick. Let's say tonight against a Big 12 Power 4 team, the unit that I think I think I speak for the fan base here, that is the biggest question mark of the team is you lost Ty Robinson, who's going to play. He's going to play for the Eagles. The defending champions in the NFL. Sure. Nash Heltmacher, big body, big lot. Jamari Butler, Principal Uman Mielen, James Williams. That's 5 guys that played a lot that were important. It's not easy just to replace those guys. And that was a good run defense. You don't just replace those guys. Let's say tonight they stop the run game well, and they get to Brendan Sorsby, and they cause problems. That's what we dream of all these predictions of, hey, the playoffs are there. If we see that and we see them without needing to get creative in the blitzes with linebackers or secondary even, get home and contain the quarterback, that's when you get really giddy about what this can be this year.
I think so.
Don't we deserve that?
We
have
do.
gone through some tough times.
Yeah, as consumers of Husker football consistently, I think we do. I think then you look at it big picture-wise, right? Like Nebraska's defense has been the strength of, when you look at each side of the ball, they've been the stronger of the two sides of the football the last couple of years. Nebraska's defense has. Everybody's expecting Nebraska's offense to take a significant jump and leap in the right direction. How comforting and how exciting would it be for Husker fans to be able to see Nebraska's defense stay on par or even make a step in the right direction themselves, right? Yes. Nebraska's defense has been very, very good the last couple of years. They've bailed Nebraska's 100%. Offense out in a multitude of situations. We expect Nebraska's offense to be dramatically improved. What does that look like in terms of points scored? That's yet to be determined. But what if we're able to have a conversation after tonight or after 3 weeks of this first of the 2025 season and say, you know what? Yeah, the offense is dramatically improved, but the defense hasn't taken a step back like maybe we expected them to.
Another thing to bring up, Nick, is that Matt Rule teams, whether it's at Temple, Baylor, even the Panthers where you failed at, have been known for what? Good trenches, offensively, defensively. We have questions about the guys there and the guys they lost, but he has built his entire persona as a coach on being very stout as offensive line and defensive line. So if Matt Rule comes to media, as he says, and John Butler has as well, saying we're not overly concerned about the defensive line.
Yeah.
As a fan base, you have every right to have concerns. I have concerns myself. You do as well.
Yeah.
But if they're truly saying in practice, in media sessions, that they believe in it and that in practice it's been very good, I think we deserve to give them a chance to show it and not be freaking out before we see what it actually looks like on the football field.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's one thing I will say, right? Like, we have to give them, as not sample size, but enough time to say, okay, are we able to gain a better understanding of Nebraska's defensive line situation after one game? Maybe the answer is no, right? Maybe the answer is, all right, you know what? We need to see the first 2, 3, 4 games of the season. And you're always going to have doubters, especially, you know, in the weeks 2 and 3 of this year when you're playing Akron and you're playing Houston Christian. There's going to be the large sum of Husker fans that might come out and say, okay, well, we want to see you do it against a big-time opponent. Well, the greatest part about this is I look at this season as kind of a runway for a plane taking off. Yeah, you get Cincinnati tonight, which is nothing to sneeze at, but then you get a chance to kind of really recalibrate yourself, dig into the fundamentals with Akron, Houston Christian, before you face probably the biggest game on your schedule, the biggest one to that point, certainly on September 20th against the Michigan Wolverines. It's a situation, but you got to start off on the right foot tonight. We're having a completely different conversation next week going into Akron and then the following week into Houston Christian if you don't take care of business this evening.
Speaking of Akron, they will play tonight at in 2 minutes. They kick off against Wyoming at home. The Zips will host the Cowboys 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Also the Big Ten tonight. If you want to flip around, if you're at home and you have the ability to, or have the quad box with YouTube.
That's right.
Buffalo, Minnesota, 7 p.m. on FS1. And same time as Nebraska, Miami of Ohio at Wisconsin at 8 p.m. on BTN. Before we get to break, I want to mention this, why it's cool for you and younger guys that are doing radio in Lincoln, Nebraska. I just got a text from Terrell Farley, Nebraska Hall of Famer, co-host of the Bach and the Black Shirt, 1 to 3 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Just sent me another screenshot. So we got the video from DP. Yeah. Terrell Farley sent me the video, a picture of you and me on the big screen at the Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you once again for UNO making this possible.
Yeah.
Husker Vision, Blur Events making it possible here. Like, we do this for a reason. We want to obviously talk sports. It's fun for us. We also want to make it something where the community, the fan base can associate with us and experience these moments with us too. So very cool moment for us.
I mean, this is
here
awesome.
And in Lincoln.
You can never, once again, undervalue Nebraska football and the fan base for the Huskers. I mean, you look at obviously what's going to take place and all the establishments at Memorial Stadium everywhere in Lincoln and the surrounding area. But how about tonight where you have it in Kansas City? You have forced Kansas City's parking lot staff to open up the parking lot 30 minutes before they expected to. I mean, the Blur Events folks are incredible. Troy Dannon showed up at Blur Events and gave a speech to everybody that kind of bought tickets and came to Kansas City to cheer on the Huskers. From Lincoln, from Omaha, from Arkansas, we met some fans. From California as well. We are all over the place, and we're excited to be bringing you some pregame action.
Yes, we are getting live at Kauffman Stadium for Blur Events. We are 2 hours from kickoff, Nick. Nebraska will kick off their season in 2 hours from right now. We're going to take it to break. We will have one more segment here from Kauffman Stadium. Then we will pass it off for the last hour and a half to AD, Terrell Farley, DP, Austin Orman, and Rudy live at Memorial Stadium. One more segment for us live on the A1 Automotive Ticket Pregame Show, live from KC, next on 937 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Stonebrook Exterior is your trusted partner in exterior solutions for both residential and commercial projects across Lincoln and Omaha. With over 2 decades of expertise, they deliver everything your building needs, all under one roof. From roofing and siding to gutters, wall systems, custom masonry, and metalwork, Stonebrook handles it all with precision, safety, and professionalism. Take the worry out of your exterior projects. Choose Stonebrook Exterior, where quality, safety, and service come together seamlessly. Visit stonebrookexterior.com or call 402-934-5559 to get your free quote today.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P. Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Stonebrook Exterior is your trusted partner in exterior solutions for both residential and commercial projects across Lincoln and Omaha. With over 2 decades of expertise, they deliver everything your building needs, all under one roof. From roofing and siding to gutters, wall systems, custom masonry, and metalwork, Stonebrook handles it all with precision, safety, and professionalism. Take the worry out of your exterior projects. Choose Stonebrook Exterior, where quality, safety, and service come together seamlessly. Visit stonebrookexterior.com or call 402-934-5559 to get your free quote today.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with light winds, a high around 80. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and calm winds, below around 60. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds, matching high near 82. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Play ball!
Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by the Kindler Hotel.
Welcome back in. It is the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show ahead of Cincinnati versus Nebraska. Nick Sanders alongside Jake Sorensen. One final time. We'll go for another 10 to 15 minutes here at Blur Events at Kauffman Stadium. It's an incredible atmosphere here in Kansas City, and we are going to ship it off to another incredible atmosphere in Memorial Stadium here in just about 10 to 15 minutes. DP Austin, Terrell, AD, the entire crew will take over for us here on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment sponsored by our friends at the Kindler Hotel. Make sure you book your stay today at the Kindler Hotel in one of their 45 well-appointed guest rooms that provides luxury in the heart of downtown Lincoln. Enjoy a drink at Boitano's Lounge while you're there and take in the outdoor patio as well. Book your stay today at thekindlerhotel.com. All right, so I told you, Jake, moments before we came back on air, I said, Jake, we have a little bit of news that I want to mention and throw your way. Nothing too surprising, but the 2 hour before the kickoff availability report has been released for the Huskers, and I am pleased to announce no surprises. No surprise injuries for the Huskers. Everybody stayed relatively healthy through this last week of fall camp. Nothing that they kind of kept under the radar that they didn't want to get out and about into the ethos. But then on top of it all, guess who is not listed on the availability report as questionable or out? That is a guy in Vincent Shavers.
Nice.
Vincent Shavers,
Excellent.
100%,
Right?
yes, 100% good to go. We found out about 2 weeks ago or so from Matt Rule that he was dealing with kind of a hamstring deal as well. Vincent Shavers, good to go, not even questionable tonight for the Huskers ahead of the Cincinnati Bearcats matchup.
That is big news, Nick. And again, I'm going to knock on wood right now. Something we have seen so far, at least in the last year plus under Matt Rule, is a relatively healthy team. Now, again, you mentioned earlier in the show, you're right. Mac Markway out for the year with injury. Yeah. Yes, that's unfortunate. But we pointed out, again, last year's season was 7-6. It was okay. It wasn't great. But a positive was Nebraska stayed healthy. That's never a guarantee. I mean, you see NFL teams lose guys all the time. College teams lose teams. Nebraska has stayed healthy. That's a kudos to strength and conditioning. It's kudos to the guys they've recruited in general staying healthy. So you hope tonight guys keep that way and the whole season's that way. But you're right. Great news on Vincent Shavers, and in general, no surprises. You don't want surprises.
Yeah,
bad ones at least.
It's a good start to the 2025 year. And as you mentioned, you hope you stay healthy, obviously. And it's felt like in years past that it's always been kind of like nagging injuries that have plagued the Huskers, where guys are banged up and eventually you get to a point in the year, sure, week past, the midway point, you sit there and say, okay, guys, everybody's kind of banged up. Everybody's sore. Everybody's beaten, bruised, whatever it may be. But in terms of what it's felt like the last couple of years, in terms of, the last decade, there's just been a lot of nagging injuries that you can't really get fully healed when you go out there on a Saturday and play. You get treatment, you rehab, whatever it may be throughout the week. And then you go back out there the next Saturday and you kind of re-aggravate it. Through the last couple of seasons, though, in the last year or two under Matt Rule, there's been fewer and fewer of those. And one guy maybe we don't mention enough about is Corey Campbell and what the job that he's done there. I mean, another piece of this whole entire conversation in terms of health and transformation of body type and things like that is how do we see Dylan Raiola move tonight? That was a big conversation piece at the end of last season was that, okay, as you go into your sophomore year, if you're Dylan Raiola, maybe you need to be able to move a little bit better at the college level than maybe what he was able to at times last year. What do we see from Dylan Raiola and his mobility tonight against Cincinnati?
I agree. People are fascinated. I'm interested. I want to see a guy that you mentioned, Boston College. We were at the bowl game. He ran there, and he had the Josh thing that Bill O'Brien did not like. That it's funny for us, not fun for Boston College, but if he wants to take the next level as a quarterback, which I think he wants to, he wants to be an NFL player, Nick, you have to be mobile. And kudos to Dylan. I mean, everyone in their dog was commenting in February. He looks kind of fat, kind of chubby at the basketball game. Everyone said it. We mentioned it on there. And he looks very trim so far in fall camp. He did a good job of getting in conditioning this offseason and staying in shape. And so, number one, extending plays, important to have that in the run game for him. And I hope we see – I don't want to see like 14 run attempts, but if you see coverage is covering well the receivers, I want to see him run and scramble, not throw it away.
Yeah, I think we have to be careful as just somebody that watches Nebraska football, because over the last decade it's been running quarterback, and it's almost been what they've used as a program to get out of jams, that what they've relied upon offensively, and it's been less of using them as a weapon, right? And you look around at other teams that, frankly, Nebraska's been beaten by, and you say, okay, what are their quarterbacks doing so well and different than what Nebraska's done? Sure, like all the statistics of it, the ability to throw the ball, complete passes, maybe playmakers on the outside, offensive line, all that plays a factor into it. But it was more so of the surprise, the element of surprise that they could, take off and run with it. You still had to honor it just enough to still, be able to disrupt the defense if you're the opponent. I think one thing Nebraska hasn't been able to find in a quarterback the last decade or so has been the guy that can throw the ball. We know Dylan has an arm on him. We know he can deliver the mail. Now he has the wide receivers to do it. When things break down, when things go awry or are not on schedule, are you able to use your legs as a weapon and not something that Nebraska has to rely upon for their only source of offense?
We are not encouraging gambling at all by any means. I think Vegas is a great way to say what is the general thoughts on the game. I just got a text from Joe in Boulder that says, as of a minute ago, the spread dropped from 6.5 to 5.5 for Nebraska. So that tells you about where the money's going, just thoughts on the game in general. I mean, we talked throughout this entire week and a half, Nick, the last 2 weeks. Like, this is a Power 4 team you're playing. This is not FIU. This is not UTEP. Have you seen anybody in the country pick Cincinnati? And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying it's so strange that you have a game that is less than a touchdown favorite for the favorite in Nebraska. Yeah. And we know it's going to be a very, 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 very heavy pro-Nebraska crowd. Yeah. It doesn't always matter, but it's so weird that nobody is giving them a chance or picking them.
Yeah, I've seen very few, if any, pick Cincinnati to actually come away victorious. I've seen very few pick Cincinnati to cover, as you can hear the GBR chants behind us. Reds, But what I would also say is I think we also have to acknowledge we're in this vacuum of Husker football.
We are. But we see the national picks, though.
We do. Yes, we do see the national perception, I guess. But we are in this Nebraska vacuum where year after year we come with this blind optimism that Nebraska could go undefeated this year and chase a playoff berth, right? And while Nebraska fans maybe have talked them into a double-digit win season or a 12-win season, whatever it may be, it also feels less dramatic this year. It also, the feel around the program is that, all right, They've really invested into some of the skill positions that they needed to get better at. They invest in the offensive line. We haven't talked about left tackle and right tackle yet. We still don't know who's going to start at either one of those positions tonight for Nebraska. Whether it's at left tackle, you have obviously the three-head race between Turner Corcoran, Gunnar Gatula, and obviously your big transfer in Elijah Pritchett. There's a lot of questions. But it seems like it's less dramatic of a stretch to think that they could have a competent year this season.
Nick, there's something, I'm not sure if you and Jay addressed it, but we've gone an hour and 15 minutes without addressing a particular player on this team that has got a lot of buzz, not just locally, but nationally this season, offseason, and that is Archie Wilson. We have heard all the buzz about how he is a rugby-style puncher. Mike Eckler, again, special teams is something where we expect tons of growth, not just from the punter, but we're talking about Kyle Kinnan as the starting place kicker. We'll see who is doing kickoffs of John Hoare Alvano. You expect better coverage on kickoff and punt return. You expect to see Ja'Cory Barney return a couple punts or kicks, whoever. You want to see that part of the game not just be a lost cause, but hey, be a reason why you win a football game.
I would even take it a step farther back and say just don't be the reason you lose a football
100%.
game, right? Like it doesn't have to be. I've said it and I've used this phrase of we're not asking Nebraska to turn to Iowa and be able to win games in the special because of the special teams department, but just don't be the reason that you lose at Michigan State a couple of years ago. Don't be the reason that you allow Iowa to get down the field and score a game-winning kickoff as time expires or game-winning field goal as time expires. Don't be the reason you lose games. I think that's where you have to step in the right direction. That'll show that it's going in the right direction. We've heard about the energy from Mike Eckler year after year, or press conference after press conference throughout this offseason. Now it's time to see it actually in action here. I think that's the other part of it as we close this out, Jake, is that we've been talking about the potential. We've been talking about what if, what could be, what we want it to be. Now tonight, after tonight's matchup and tomorrow on all of our various shows, it's going to be, okay, this is actually what happened.
I just caught on the screens around here. Speaking of special, I saw Rutgers block a punt for a touchdown.
There you go.
That changes games, Nick. Like, it's something where you look back. You mentioned Iowa for a second.
Yeah.
Iowa has been just so distraught offensively for years, right? They might have a good year offensively with Mark Gronowski, but I go back to previous years where it has been unbelievable how they have won games with a defensive play or usually a Cooper DeJean punt return, or they've had other guys beyond him, or like I said, a kick by the kicker by Stevens. They just make plays.
Yeah,
and Rutgers does it right there. That changes not only the game but also the momentum of the crowd, the buzz in the stadium. It's a home crowd. We're not in Lincoln, but this is still going to be 95% plus Nebraska fans. Nothing changes the vibe like a special teams play, whether it's a kickoff or punt return touchdown or a block kick. That can change the entire tone of how the game goes.
Yeah, it's a pseudo home game for the Huskers, 65,000 or more for in favor in the Huskers. And once again, we're here at Blur Events and the Blur Tailgate here at Kauffman Stadium. Jake, I'm going to let you close it out, but this has been incredible here, my friend.
Can I get an official prediction from you, Nick? Do you have a score in mind tonight?
I do. I think Nebraska's going to get this one done. I've been sitting around the double-digit mark for the last couple of weeks, and I actually do think Nebraska wins by I like a 13-ish point victory. I like something around like 31 to maybe 14, 31 to 17. I think Nebraska fans, we all move back home wherever we may be at home. We all headed back safely and happy.
I think I'm going to get people angry at me, but just hold on. Yeah. Nebraska, I don't think covers the spread of 5.5 to 6.5. I'd expect a tight game tonight, but a win is a win. I got Nebraska 31-27. Uncomfortable, fun, high-scoring game. I think this comes down to the wire. And I think that Nebraska is going to have a tough run at this game tonight.
More interesting than not, we both picked Nebraska to have over 30 points offensively.
That's Dana Holgorsen factor.
That's where, once again, we get to see everything that we've been expecting, talking about, projecting. We get to see it all play out tonight.
This is not the end of the show. It's just the end of the show live from KC. Nick's going to go to the game. I'm going to the game as well. The show will continue live from Memorial Stadium, which we've been broadcasting on the screen. That will continue until 8 o'clock tonight as Nebraska kicks off against Cincinnati. Signing off for Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman, I am Jake Sorensen. The pregame show continues live from Lincoln. We will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Enjoy the game, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com. and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Fuhrer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Stonebrook Exterior is your trusted partner in exterior solutions for both residential and commercial projects across Lincoln and Omaha. With over 2 decades of expertise, they deliver everything your building needs, all under one roof. From roofing and siding to gutters, wall systems, custom masonry, and metalwork, Stonebrook handles it all with precision, safety, and professionalism. Take the worry out of your exterior projects. Choose Stonebrook Exterior, where quality, safety, and service come together seamlessly. Visit stonebrookexterior.com or call 402-934-5559 to get your free quote today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Raising Cane's.
From my personal favorite stadium to my other personal favorite stadium, from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show rolls on. The segment sponsored by Raising Cane's. Hey, football fans, this season, Raising Cane's in downtown Lincoln is the place to be before and after the game. Stop by 14th and P Street 2 hours before every home game for giveaways, good vibes, and their signature hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and, of course, that legendary Cane's sauce. And then when the final whistle blows, Cane's keeps the party going with live DJs from whatever collective and unmatched energy for 3 hours after the game. Big thanks to our fans at our supporters at Raising Cane's for helping make pregame possible. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, your right on stream, DP. To my right, your left on stream, we got AD. Gentlemen, let's just take a second. AD, you've been on the field before. You're familiar. DP, I know you've been down here. But this is big for the station. The Ticket is on the field at Memorial Stadium. How about that?
Live from Memorial Stadium. And it is a celebration. Opening nights are always about celebrations, but it's where you measure yourself. The GPS tells you where we are, how we got here, and then what we're trying to do going forward. Let me say that there's a word that describes this. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Memorial Stadium, you old beautiful broad. You're gorgeous. This is spectacular. Bravo. To Rachel Ray for inviting us to be a part of this, for the students that are going to be in the building. And it is officially Husker football season. We're proud to be a part of it.
That it is, AD. It's a new look on the field. You spent your fair share of time here. You see the red end zones. You see the black sidelines. I think that red really pops. Are you with it? Do you wish they'd go back? Where are you at with all the red that we got on Memorial Stadium, Tom Osborne Field right now?
Well, let's first be honest. First of all, these benches are a lot more comfortable than ones that I sat on during my times tonight. I got to tell you right now, this is like a lazy boy recliner I got right here. But you know what? I don't care what the field, whether it's got black highlight, red highlight, blue headlight, just score. So the aesthetics aren't as important to me. I don't really care about that. I will say this, that black does make it pop out, though.
Yeah.
I do like that, man. But my main thing is just making sure we see the end zone enough. What it looks like, I could care less. Just get there.
We trade out DP for GA. Demo, Des Moines Adams teammate CEO. Welcome to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. Demo, what's good?
Hey, man, I'm excited to get this first win, but to be able to help these students understand what this Go Big Red means. I think it's a great way for 93.7 The Ticket, teammates mentoring, and of course, huge shout out again to Rochelle Ray with UNL Campus Nightlife again. So, AD, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, brother. You know what, Demo? It is. I look at this field and I remember just your time here. It was talking about Terrell, of course, a Hall of Famer, his time here, my time before you guys' time. And there's something my mom would always say. You remember my mom, my late mother, she would say the days go slow, but the years go fast. And you look at how fast that time has went since we've been here. And now you have, we've had a number of coaches who have been here and gone. I'm really hoping that tonight we turn that page. It's the beginning of turning that page to where these kids that are starting right now, they get to leave out of here and kind of rewrite the ship, if you would.
Yeah.
And again, and like you said, big shout out to Rochelle Ray, man. Our family, her for a lot of years, and for her to open this up, and also for teammates.
Yeah.
Like I said, I seen you guys had the T-shirts out there, the backpacks as well. This field right here, Coach Tom Osborne Field, obviously him and Nancy Osborne, the founders of Teammates.
And you saw who was on Teammates Time Out on Tuesday, I hope.
Coach was on there. Absolutely. I'm bring it back to you, Demo, before we get into the game part. How cool was that for you to have Coach Osborne, who handed you the mantle to Teammates?
Still to this day, I'm humbled that he saw something that I didn't see back in 1998, the potential to come up and be a part of the Nebraska Huskers, the tradition, playing on his turf. Even though we didn't get no rings like you, we had a lot of success. And to be able to get recruited to be a part of his other team, I'm just humbled. So I'm just trying to do everything that I can to be a good servant, to be a good stewardship, just a good steward of his other legacy off the field. He has a legacy on this field that my hope is these students will get to see his name. They will learn what Husker football is all about this year. I am rooting for Matt Rule.
Absolutely.
But like I say, in terms of my role, it's a great opportunity for students to not only witness Big Red football, but to get to know Coach's other legacy and get involved by being a teammate's mentor.
Demo, how was it 21 hands that went up back in 1991?
So 22 hands went up. And these football players were college students.
22 players.
They found the time. They made a commitment to use their role to be a role model. And so to be able to allow college students the opportunity to do what worked, because all 22 of those students graduated, all it takes is someone's time to show up once a week, 30 to 45 minutes. And so that's all we're here to do is get the word out, but also rooting for those Huskers.
Austin, you think about tonight, and it's something that Coach Osborne started with 22 hands that raised up, and now you're in 6 states, or is it 8 states now?
We're in 6 states. So Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Missouri.
Austin, we bring that to right now to tonight's game. This is Matt Rule's third year. We know what he did at Temple. We know what he did at Baylor, where he was at prior to. How big is tonight in opening this new chapter of Chapter 3, if you would, of Nebraska football under the Rule administration?
Every time you get a season opener, it's a big game. You're never promised another one, right? That's the part of it. And for Nebraska looking to rewrite the story, to expand the story, I guess, will it happen all in 1 year? Probably not. Will it happen all in one night? Definitely not. But you got to take the next step. From wherever you are, down in the dumps, maybe trending back in the right direction after a bowl win last year, you got to take the next step. You got to validate is what you have to do. So being in one of those neighboring states, Missouri, with teammates programs as well, you know what better way to put the Nebraska brand back out there than with a win against Cincinnati in front of a lot of Husker fans?
Demo, they bring in, there's a young man on deep. There are actually two on defense, Deshaun McCullough, the young man that came from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He is 6'5", awesome, 235, 240. You played linebacker, obviously outside linebacker yourself, defensive end. You look at a man that big to cover that type of space. How excited? I only bring him out, and we got obviously our depth charts and things right here. Also looking that up. But the other young man, so Deshaun McCullough, and then the young man we got from Georgia Southern,
Marquise Watson
Friend. It's been a long time. Now, obviously, they haven't done anything yet here at Nebraska.
Yeah.
We know their body of work at Georgia Southern and at Oklahoma and Indiana. I'm excited, though, for Butler to use those type of athletes in space and in different settings. I have no idea where they're going to come from. How excited are you to see linebackers with that type of athletic again at Nebraska?
It's scary in a freaky way because the last freakish outside linebacker / rush in was Randy Gregory.
That's right. That's a good point.
And so, he has success here. He has success in the NFL. So to have someone that size, that height, and the speed off the end and the hands, I think this is the year where we're going to be seeing a lot of bones.
Austin, we talked about the defensive end also, but there's one more guy on the defense I want to talk about. We haven't talked a lot about Judy. Judy, the big man, anchoring it down. And the defense, like I said, we really don't know what we're going to see yet. Because obviously we've got tea leaves from practice and clippings like that. What type of formation do you think the defense is going to come out in?
Well, Jay and I have spent a lot of time talking about this because we have a lot of people in our comments on our text line, 402-464-5685, by the way, if you want to sound off, complaining about the 3-3-5. Oh, it's not enough beef up front. Oh, it's not enough girth. I mean, why are you playing 3 down linemen? Nebraska was there. They're always playing 4 down linemen. The thing is that
it's so versatile. You can make it look like a four-man front. Jay said that time and time again. If you just look at the depth chart, how Nebraska has it listed, defensive end, okay, that makes sense. Nose guard, that makes you think three-man front, right in the middle, eat up space. But then you get right next to that defensive tackle.
Right.
That's usually four-man front. You have two of those. But then you have a jack listed there, and that's what Nebraska did a lot last year with Jamari Butler at the defensive end position, and then most often MJ Sherman in that starting lineup at the jack position, Willis McGahee the fourth. Listed third on the depth chart this year, but at that jack position. All of those guys at that position are big enough to set the edge like a defensive end if that's what they're tasked to do, but also be able to do actual linebacker responsibilities as well. So Nebraska has the three-man front. I remember Tony White saying it was an amoeba in a lot of ways. It can be versatile. It can shape-shift to what Nebraska needs it to be. But I really think the Elijah Judy part of it, AD, is interesting to me because that's a name fans know, transfer from Texas A&M, 6'3", 300. He's a senior, big dude. Not a single digit. That's Riley Van Poppel. The guy, the breakout guy that everyone was so excited about in the spring, that was able to make an impact in his 4 games in his redshirt year. He's not starting, but he gets a single digit. Demo, talk about that. A guy that has the respect of the locker room like that in Riley Van Poppel. Fans are clamoring for him to be an impact player. He's not even a starter.
I mean, that's to show there's a lot of talent, and you have to compete. And I'm just thinking, doing my time with the Huskers, I mean, second streamers, third streamers, all of them could be starters. But day by day, you got to compete week by week. So I think we do have some talent. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. But you have to earn the right to be on that field. And so this game, those players that are playing, they've earned it, and it could change. But I'm just excited, kind of going back to that defensive front. You know, the Big Ten Conference, to me, is a passing conference. And so if we were in the Big 12, it'd be a different story. If we were in the SEC, it's a different story. So we need speed there on the field. So it's pros and cons. But, you know, at the end of the day, when I look at your Oregon, your USC, your UCLA, like, we have to adapt so that we can be able to compete and win. And so I am a Matt Rule fan. Go Big Red.
Teammates rules, in fact.
Yeah.
You might say it. Let me ask this. Is game one a game where you want to see a bunch of people, or is game one we got to get off on the right foot, we play the guys we trust to go win it?
Game one is where we set the stage for who Nebraska is this year. Game 4, when Michigan comes to our house,
this very field
is the game when we show the Big Ten we're coming. Now, I think people confuse that saying with Deion Sanders. I'm not trying to be Deion Sanders here, all right?
Deion Sanders, Des Moines Adams.
Exactly.
Let's get it real. He got his behind whoop on his sideline, too.
Hey, and when he came, we know what happened then.
Yeah.
So today, my hope is it's a practice.
Yeah.
But the real game to me is game 4. So my hope is we show everyone who Nebraska is today. But day by day, the Huskers will get better and better, so we can be a team that can't be beat, won't be beat.
Love it.
Man, we said that this morning. We about blew a gasket, man.
We had someone threaten to jump in the window. They were so hyped about it.
I forgot my back was still not 100%. I got too hyped up about it. We got a few more minutes left, Austin. Here's what I wanted to kind of segue next to is the offensive side. We talked about the defensive side, obviously Des Moines being a black shirt. Other black shirt, the Hall of Famer Terrell Farley will be joining us very shortly as well. Offensively, Austin, you and I talked ad nauseum about Dylan Raiola. Okay.
You didn't say Adrian Martinez this time, so step in the right direction.
This morning I was like, Adrian Martinez. It was like, nah, bro, no. Hey, both lights in. Team lights in. You think about Raiola, though.
Which one? Which Raiola?
You think about, we're just going to say number 15. I'm going to say his dad. I'm going to say his uncle.
15.
Yeah, we're going to say 15.
So Tommy Frazier?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
We're going to say DR. Dylan Raiola. You think about Dylan Raiola. At Arrowhead Stadium, all the pomp and circumstance going on around there, the lights, etc. How critical, Austin, is going to be, in your opinion, for Dana Holgorsen to get him in a rhythm very early.
Very, very early. It's going to be on Dana Holgerson, and it's going to be on Dylan Raiola. It's going to be fascinating to watch how he handles the moment, because it seems like Dylan's been prepared for moments like these, given his upbringing, given his famous friends, one of whom also wears number 15 and will run out of a very similar tunnel at Arrowhead Stadium. So Dylan knows how to deal with it. But this whole offseason has kind of seemed like a press tour in some ways. There's been nothing but rave reviews from inside North Stadium, or I guess East Stadium in the new facility, about Dylan's work ethic. He's a leader. He turned down the single digits. We keep wearing 15, but voted a captain. That's something that he asked Matt Rule to do with some other players. I think there's legitimate respect for Dylan in that building. I'm not too concerned about him getting caught up in the moment or the lights and the cameras, but man, were there a lot of lights and cameras in the offseason. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It can be a good thing. Matt Rule with his own podcast, right? It can be a good thing if you use it right. But now we're down to the time where you got to prove it on the field. Prove that it wasn't a distraction. Prove that it wasn't your main thing. Prove that football's number one, and prove it early.
Last question I got for both of you guys. Offensive side again. Holgerson being that quarterback whisperer that he's been at previous stops, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. Obviously, he's a head coach over there. Other stops he's been, and he's an Iowa boy, grew up in Iowa, right over the border in Iowa. How critical is it going to be to have someone like that in your ear to calm him down when maybe the lights get real? Not saying the lights will get big, but just to kind of that woosah moment. Demo, how big is that to have a coach like him in his corner?
So number one, when Dylan has that type of whisper in his ear, that's going to give him the confidence to execute the way that we know he can. What Husker fans are expecting, what his dad is expecting, what he's expecting of himself. Second, what I'm really excited about, and I'm biased being a defensive player, having to go against those offensive linemen, them nasty big gut offensive linemen
who always held, they cut block, they chopped.
The Richie Incognitos, Dylan Raiola, by the way. But Nebraska has reinvented what offensive linemen look like. They no longer have to, have the guts and look like it. They look like gladiators. They look like men, shoulders. They don't even have guts. I mean, these are 300-pounders with six packs.
They look different.
So, we have gladiators on our team. I'm excited to see what the offensive line will do so that Dylan can do.
That's exactly right. Because as we talked about, Austin, Dylan could do all the things he wants. Dane Key, Ja'Cory Barney, the rest of them. If he's not protected, it all means nil. I'm going to say this. Predictions.
Demo, you go first.
Predictions.
We're going to win by 17.
17. Austin, what's your score?
I like it. I have held off on giving one so far. So, AD, you are the lucky winner. You're going to pull it out of me here. I do think it's going to be a struggle. I do think it's going to be tough. It's not going to be simple for Nebraska. And it could be – I'm not saying 17 wouldn't be tough either, right? 10 with a late score is still 17. What I'm saying is I see Nebraska somewhere in the range of 27-21, 31 to 24, 27, somewhere in there, because Nebraska needs to prove it. I think it's going to come down to a fourth quarter type of game. I think Sorsby's that good. I think Cincinnati has some legitimate speed. I have my own questions about the Nebraska defense, but I do think in the end what we saw against Boston College was a team that I hope learned how to get over the hump. They find a way to pull it out with a drive late, whether it's to score and go ahead or to score and ice the game. I'll take Nebraska in a closer than Demo game, but certainly a win for the Huskers.
I'm just going to make it short and sweet. I think Nebraska 34-17. Same time, 17
7
point game.
There we
I
go.
Really I think it's a 17
Way to
point
make
game.
me feel like the odd man out. Dang. Brutal. What do I know? Nothing. Got two former guys saying 17. I'm saying close.
At the end of the day, just win.
No,
thanks, Al Davis.
I don't want to hear that no more. No, I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want it just to win by 3. I don't want to hear that. No, let's dominate. Change your post on your handles. I don't want to hear that. Just win. No, we're going to dominate. AD.
We're going to dominate.
Okay, all right. I don't want to hear that.
But you also win when you dominate, though, right?
Just win.
It's like the old Al Davis. Just win, baby.
Al Davis or Aaron Davis? I can't tell anymore. You know who else dominates our friends at Raising Cane's? They're just down the block from us at 14th and P. Stop by 2 hours before every home game for giveaways, good vibes, and their signature hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers. And then when the final whistle blows, Cane's keeps the party going with live DJs from whatever collective and unmatched energy for 3 hours after the game. Demo, thanks for stopping by pregame. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Good stuff.
Thanks a bunch.
We got more A1 Automotive Take a Tailgate pregame show next.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Stonebrook Exterior is your trusted partner in exterior solutions for both residential and commercial projects across Lincoln and Omaha. With over 2 decades of expertise, they deliver everything your building needs, all under one roof. From roofing and siding to gutters, wall systems, custom masonry, and metalwork, Stonebrook handles it all with precision, safety, and professionalism. Take the worry out of your exterior projects. Choose Stonebrook Exterior, where quality, safety, and service come together seamlessly. Visit stonebrookexterior.com or call 402-934-5559 to get your free quote today.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join Jay Foreman and I this Friday at 7 p.m. as we kick off the high school football season with a Capital City clash between Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln North Star. Lincoln North Star beat the Silverhawks by 1 point in 2024, meaning Lincoln Southwest seeks revenge in week 1 this Friday. It's Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln North Star this Friday night with kickoff slated for 7 p.m. And you can hear all the action right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, brought to you by Currency.
Welcome back to it, the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, live from Memorial Stadium here in Lincoln. Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options at Currency. They're hiring full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, and other fields. Apply today at gocurrency.com. Austin Norman, DP, the Black Shirt Husker Hall of Famer Terrell Farley on the air with you for this segment and the next. Since we got to catch up, get back on schedule, we're going to run you through some scores across the country. We'll go from the bottom up here. It's Oklahoma State up 7-0 over UT Martin, not former Tennessee quarterback T. Martin, but UT Martin. 7-0 Pokes right now. No score between Elon and Duke mid-first. Missouri leads Central Arkansas 6-0 halfway through the first. No score between Wyoming and Nebraska's Week 2 opponent, Akron. They are just into the second quarter. How about this, fellas? In a delay, Jacksonville State and UCF. Something about Scott Frost openers and getting delayed by weather.
The universe pays attention. It pays attention. It just does. There's not. You can't even make it up. If we had said at 3:00 that Central Florida wouldn't be able to make this thing happen, yeah, okay, we're all in. Well done. Well done.
Funny.
Well, I think it's great. It holds them off till next week. Then they go play North Carolina and doesn't have a first game and get blown out.
Just like Colorado.
Yeah, just like Colorado. So,
man, we're petty. We're so petty. We're so petty. Well done.
Well, we didn't start it, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're still petty. We're still petty.
Elsewhere in college football, North Carolina State leads East Carolina 17-0. Bowling Green up 10-0 on Lafayette. How about the Rutgers Scarlet Knights? 31 points through 30 minutes of football. 31-17 Scarlet Knights over Frank Solichu, the Ohio Bobcats at the half. 7 points came courtesy of a blocked punt deep in Ohio territory. Rutgers scooped it up in the end zone. And then the game that I'm sure is holding a lot of attention, it's on ahead of Nebraska and Cincinnati on the four-letter network. It's South Florida hosting number 25 Boise State. True road game for last year's college football playoff team, the Boise State Broncos. No Ashton Jeanty has not meant no problem so far for Boise State. DP, it is 17-7 Bulls over the Bronx right now.
On the fake punt, a great toss to the, on an out route. He gets vertical, drops it to the corner, shakes the safety, dives to the corner of the end zone, and scores 17-7. The upset alert is full for a playoff team in the Boise State program. This is, if you're going to start your season and let's get wacky early. Let's get crazy early. First game, let's upset a college football playoff team. Let's do that.
Farley, what would that mean if South Florida is able to hold on about halfway through the third quarter? What would that tell you about this college football season if a college football playoff team, like TP said, goes down in week 1?
Well, it's going to be a wild season, and it might start tonight with a couple of more games. So we have to look at how these teams perform in week 1. And South Florida's not a bad team. I think they're probably putting themselves in position to try to get that. They're not a Power 5 team, though.
No,
so they're just playing. So if they win American.
they're in the American Conference.
So I mean, this is a good feeling. I know South Florida plays UCF, so when they play, this is probably a game up on UCF.
17-7 South Florida over Boise State. 8 minutes to go in the third. I just love that Boise State was bold enough to play a true road game to open the year. Right, neutral site games are fun, but I'm going to credit Boise State for going on a long road trip all the way across the country. That's a couple time zones to take on a true road opponent in South Florida. Let's go ahead.
You're going to Tampa. Like come on. If you live in Boise, Idaho, and they tell you you're going to take a free paid trip to Florida, they're all in. They're all in.
Even if it's Tampa, or especially
if it's Tampa. It's Boise, bro.
Fair enough. It's Boise indeed, but right now it's mostly Bulls. We will go to break. Big thanks to Currency for their sponsorship of this segment. When we get back, more on Nebraska and Cincinnati. We are live at Memorial Stadium ahead of the Huskers and the Bearcats. 1 hour from kick, more A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show after this.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through August 31st, enjoy USDA Choice whole boneless ribeye loin for $14.99 per pound. All natural boneless chicken breast for $2.99 per pound. All natural whole bone-in pork butt, $1.69 per pound, and buy 5, get 5 free on brat patties. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
The Kindler Hotel in downtown Lincoln is a boutique hotel experience unlike any other in the area. Their 45 well-appointed rooms take inspiration from the history of Lincoln. Their double queen rooms are great for guests traveling with family, and the suites are great for a business trip or romantic getaway. No trip to the Kindler is complete without a handcrafted cocktail from Boitano's Lounge on the main floor, with comfortable seating options both inside and on the outside patio. Book your room today at thekindlerhotel.com in Lincoln at 11th and P.
It's Schaefer's Labor Day Savings Event. Take advantage of store-wide savings, interest-free financing, and special Labor Day cashback rebates. Save on all ultra-high-def TVs and audio systems while you explore the possibilities in our all-new Man Cave Electronics Gallery. From Samsung frame TVs to huge video walls and Atmos audio systems, Labor Day never looked and sounded so good. Hurry in for the Labor Day Savings Event going on now at Schaefer's, 48th and R. Lincoln.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store, is having their end-of-season clearance sale. End-of-season clearance is going on now with up to 75% off. Stop in now for the best selection on polos, sport shirts, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. Suits as low as $299, sport coats starting at $199, dress shirts as low as $69, and polos starting at $49. M Suits Clothiers is located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Select Plumbing.
At Memorial Stadium, Austin Norman, DP, Terrell Farley, the black shirt with you for the next hour or so ahead of Nebraska and Cincinnati. Students beginning to file into the stadium. Had a couple pockets of them before. Must have been the VIP students. Must have purchased the quick pass ticket to be in here, but most of the students now filing in. Started about 7 o'clock. This segment brought to you by Select Plumbing, now servicing Seward and Milford in addition to Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area. For any plumbing issues, you should call Select Plumbing at 402-542-5319. Again, Austin Norman, DP, Terrell Farley with you. Lots more to get to on Nebraska and Cincinnati. Trying to pull up the stats here. Let's go to the offense. Dana Holgerson How about this from the Nebraska game notes? Dana Holgorsen boasts full seasons of experience as an offensive coordinator at Texas Tech, Houston, and Oklahoma State. In 6 seasons as a coordinator, his offensive has averaged 402.2 passing yards per game, 525 total yards per game, and 40.7 points per game. Of course, the last year that Dana Holgorsen was an offensive coordinator only was now 16 seasons ago, back in 2010. So those numbers look great on paper. I think Husker fans would sign up for him in a heartbeat. But DP, as we've discussed, lots changed in college football since he was last a coordinator full-time in 2010.
Lots changed, but I think the thing we have to ask is what version of Dana Holgorsen can exist here with Dylan Raiola and this offense. Now, we don't know what the skill position players are going to be. We don't know what the usage is going to be. We do like the idea of a true freshman coming in, leading the country almost for all freshman quarterbacks in completion percentage and being effective in the space. You went and got him more talent at the receiver position. We hope.
We believe.
We hope.
We'll see.
And then we hope that the Dana Holgorsen effect on Emmett Johnson being utilized not only in the rush game, but that he becomes the thing that facilitates Dylan Raiola's safety net out of the backfield, especially on a night, 3-3-5 defense with Boise State, zone defense in full. Let's get him in space, run some option routes, and it'll keep Dylan safe, keep the big nasties off of him in the backfield.
Farley, we'll talk more about Dylan Raiola as we go, but I want to focus on Emmett Johnson here. Had a bit of a renaissance, right, when Dana Holgorsen took over as offensive coordinator last year. Seems like the OC did what DP said, right? Liked Emmett's ability out of the backfield, didn't mind him as a runner either. What are your expectations? What do you think Husker fans can expect out of Emmett Johnson in his first full season as the no doubt starting running back and in Dana Holgorsen's first full season as Nebraska's offensive coordinator?
Well, we're looking at big things for Emmett now that Dardale is gone. Emmett is the one-man show. He's the guy we need to go to. Getting him 25 carries a game should be his breaking point, and more often that he comes out the backfield catching too. Emmett has the spotlight, and the spotlight needs to be made tonight. He could be our first 1,000-yard rusher in a long time here at Nebraska.
Since who?
Since probably
Divine, right?
Yeah,
it's either Divine or
2000 what?
I think Dietrich Mills got close.
Yeah, he got 900 plus.
Yeah, Mills got 900, and then it would have been a Zigbo in 2018. First year of Scott Frost got 1,000.
This is what I want to ask the Hall of Fame linebacker. If you're in that situation on opening night, the greater fear for you, the greatest distress I can cause you as a coordinator is to make you not sure what that running back is going to do and what the tight ends are going to do. If I can keep my edge guy, my boundary guy off balance, if I get Farley to think, do I have to commit to the run fit, or can I be active in the passing game? If I make Farley question that, is that the easiest way to make a linebacker uncomfortable?
Well, I think the easiest way is whatever the offensive coordinator likes. It's different points to things they like to go. Like Dana Holgorsen he's a 50-50 type of guy. He plays it off how the game goes, how the motion of the game goes. So the more Emmett warms up, the more he's able to break runs. I think we will see him get the ball more. Now we can't forget about the guys like Ja'Cory Barney, who's gonna come across on a reverse, on a jet sweep. So you got guys like Dan Keaton, Isaiah Hunter. So this is a big, powerful, potent offense. So we have to get everybody the ball to make them happy.
And the easiest way to get your playmakers the ball is to stay on the field, to sustain drives. Nebraska, let me find the stats here. I know they're in the game notes, was not necessarily elite on third down, not great at extending drives. Nebraska converted on 42.4% of its third downs last year, 48th in the country. So that puts you right about the 2/3 mark, but 10th in the Big Ten. On the flip side of that, Cincinnati's defense allowed the 6th best conversion percentage on third down, 70th in the country or so at 39%, right? A lot of that will end up on the defense as well. Can the defense get off the field? Because as we focus on the Nebraska offense in this segment, it seems like there are a lot of playmakers that Husker fans want to see put up numbers and get the ball. Part of having a prolific offense is having the ball a lot, and part of that comes with keeping it. Or can you score quick and then get the defense off the field and then score quick again? We haven't seen explosive offense from Nebraska, nor have we seen efficient offense from Nebraska. Curious to see which way this offense trends under Dana Holgorsen.
Efficiency is in the play call, getting the ball in the hand of your playmakers early. And I don't mean early in the game. I mean early in the snap count, early in the time of possession. I need for Farley to have to make open field tackles against Emmett. I need for him to have to make a decision against Carter Nelson in space. I need to put him against the 6'6", 240-pound Harburg and make him make a business decision early.
Does that sound like fun to you, Farley?
Oh, that's real fun. You know, you're never scared of anybody on the field. That's why you play the game of football. They always teach you a technique to make a big guy your little guy if it needs to be.
If you asked Holgorsen how they were going to attack this thing, Emmett early out of the backfield, and then the team that tackles best has the most success. Big play happened tonight, not from necessarily going long and going deep. Missed tackles in open space is going to dictate it. And if you're Nebraska defensively, that's a part of your game plan. We need to get guys on the turf early and not have a problem with it. If you're Nebraska's playmakers, I've got two playmakers at tight end. I've got a jet sweep running wide receiver. I've got two big guys that can go across the middle, can get to the seams, and get one-on-one on a defender and break tackles. That's just watch the missed tackles. It'll tell you how the game's going.
Offenses love one-on-ones. It's what they scheme up. Get the ball to our guy, give him a chance to make his guy miss. On the flip side of that, Farley, defenses love numbers advantage. It seems like an easy way for Nebraska to make sure its tackling is as sound as possible is to not rely on one-on-one tackling. It's to get more than one body to the one guy that has the ball.
Gang tackling. Well, you're going to have to gang tackle a lot because you got a guy who's running the RPO, who's very fluent at running, who can scoot through that gap, and you can miss him in a second. Now, not Sorensen, but
Jake Sorensen, great college football quarterback. Just kidding.
You got Jake Sorensen, but Cincinnati quarterback is unbelievable athlete, man. You talk about spending 2 years at Indiana, then transferring here, has the mobility of a dual threat quarterback, has a good arm that he really can put out there. They have a 6'5" receiver that you have to watch out for. Now, running back and other receivers, we have to see what they got. See, the thing about the transfer portal, it puts us in a position where we don't know anything because we have no tape to go off. The coaches have no tape. So this is going to be a guessing game for the first half.
Farley, let me ask you, coming from your position, when you face a guy like Sorsby, big, strong athlete, who is not only willing to tuck and run, but is asked to tuck and run quite a bit. We know that the defensive linemen a lot of times want to pin their ears back, get upfield, rush the passer, especially on a guy in the pocket. What are the challenges in staying disciplined, making sure you keep the pocket against a guy that wants to break the pocket?
Stay in your rushing lane. You got to stay in your rushing lane for a quarterback like this. Probably got to spot this guy if things get out of hand early with him. He's just a mobile quarterback. It's all about playing your technique and defensive end, staying on the outside, tackles staying in his rushing lane, and linebackers filling the hole. So, you got that extra rover back in Deshaun Singleton, so he should have a lot of tackles tonight.
DP, the flip side of that, we know you and Coach Barry Thompson have talked a lot about the quarterback position. Sorsby's improved in the pocket, maybe not where he's most comfortable. If you're Cincinnati, what are you telling Brendan Sorsby his main objectives are against Nebraska's pass rush?
Protect the ball and get it out of your hand. Protect the ball, get it out of your hand. Negative plays will change the play call. You can have your play call of 20 preferred plays, but they fit in a certain pocket. And if you get them off schedule, early pressure. Remember, Cam Lenhart coming off the edge. Can we change where he's lining up? Can we move folks around? They also in the 3-3-5, but under the Butler system, how they're going to attack this option quarterback, this quarterback that likes the ability to RPO and beat in full. He actually enjoys pulling it down the run. Think Adrian Martinez. If that's what you're dealing with, spying comes in play. Who's going to do that for Nebraska's defense?
Who do you trust to do that if Nebraska's going to stick a spy on Sorsby?
Well, I mean, you've got some depth at linebacker. You got some athletes back there. There are no Farleys, but if you said Shavers in the space, again, being able to tackle an open space, the same thing applies. Nebraska's linebackers better get the quarterback to the ground. Get him down. That's how you're going to get off the field. That's 3rd and 6. Can you make the tackle at 4 and get off the field? second and 10, can you do damage? And the hardest thing for a young quarterback like Cincinnati is going to go with knowing where your pressure's coming from. Dylan Raiola is not going to have that problem because they sit in zone. If they're chasing, you're throwing to the space. I'm not sure that's the case for Cincinnati. Looking at Nebraska's defense, knowing where the pressure is going to come from, and you're a little bit more athletic in the middle than you were the previous 2 years. You're not as stout. Ty's not there. Hutmaker's not there. You've got some guys that can move folks around, but they're a little bit more athletic. He's going to have the easiest thing to block and attack is where I know where Farley is. If I don't know where Farley is, I'm going to have a long night.
Farley, let's say Nebraska has a spy on Brendan Sorsby. Maybe not all night, but on the snaps that it does. Who are you trusting to keep an eye on Cincinnati's quarterback?
Well, I was going to say Shavers, but he's on the question list, so I don't know if he's going to play. You would think a guy like Javen Wright, but I'll probably go with Marquise Watt Trent, who has that size, who has the speed, and who has that close-in speed enough to make him give it up or even just put him down on the ground.
We are here at Memorial Stadium for the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. This segment of the proceedings brought to you by Select Plumbing. They're now servicing Seward and Milford in addition to Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area. With any plumbing issues, you should call Select Plumbing at 402-542-5319. Some more numbers for Nebraska and Cincinnati. Again, this is last year. No new data for this year yet. Just under an hour away, about 45 minutes or so from getting our first data point of the season. Turnovers, always a story of every game. Nebraska last year, 17 takeaways, 19 giveaways. Flip side of that, Cincinnati, very similar, 14 giveaways to 18, or 14 takeaways compared to 18 giveaways. Both of these teams negative in the turnover margin last season. Farley, if you are the Nebraska offense, obviously you're looking for 0 giveaways. On the flip side of that, for Nebraska's defense, how many turnovers do you think Nebraska needs to force for you to feel good about Nebraska's chances of winning this game?
2. Give me 2 turnovers. Give me an interception and a scoop and score.
Ooh.
I think we'll be great. I think this quarterback will probably give it up easier if he's hit hard. The new DBs should be real comfortable back there. Been coached for a good while. I think what's his name from USC? The
Sierra Wright.
Sierra Wright should lead the way. And like I said, I'm expecting a game from Deshaun Singleton. So I'm looking forward to watching this game tonight.
DP, we've heard a lot about John Butler. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to get after it. How important is that aggressive attacking mentality in helping a team like Nebraska, a younger defense, force more turnovers?
Fewer responsibilities. Play fast, think less. If I know my responsibility, I know the lane that I need to defend. Simple. I can square up and make plays. Gap control will be important. Run fit for young linebackers is important. Sending the fifth defensive back and then having it. Listen, Buda Wright, he's a veteran now. There's nothing that Cincinnati's going to run that he hasn't seen. This is pretty simple for him. So he'll be able to communicate. A loud defense is a successful defense. They've got some veterans out there. They're familiar. Mm-hmm. They're familiar. Again, it is execution. That's going to be my word. Circle it. You know what to do. They're not going to show you anything you haven't seen. Get people to the ground and break tackles. This is what we're talking about tonight.
On that point, Terrell, a good defense is a loud defense, or vice versa. A loud defense is a good defense. How much communication were you and your teammates able to do here on this very field? How big a part of your success as a defense was making sure you were in constant, clear communication?
Communication is the best way to play defense. You got to keep communication. Every player has to be on the same page. Like DP said, that end and tackle and guard and linebacker needs to know what they're doing to each other. The effect you can have on a pass blitz. As long as I know my defensive end is crashing down, I'm coming off his butt. He knows that, I know that, and we run it correctly. That's a turnover or a loss of yardage.
Isn't that word that trust word?
Yeah.
That it's all new data, but if you can just remember to do the things that have been coached. Nothing that is going to be asked of them tonight is brand new. Just do what we coached. Don't go outside of that. Don't get fancy. We don't need chaos. Do what we asked you to do. See what we asked you to see, respond accordingly, and then make the play. Simplicity will win the game. When it gets complicated, then we're going to have a different discussion.
Also on the defense, just some numbers from last year. Nebraska's defense, 8th nationally and 5th in the Big Ten, allowing just 100 rushing yards per game. On the flip side of that, Cincinnati, 13th in the Big 12, 88th nationally, allowing 163 yards per game. Nebraska, a little worse through the air. Pass defense allowed 217 yards per game. Cincy, same neighborhood, 223 yards per game. Points per game within a touchdown of each other. Nebraska, 19.5 points per game, 17th nationally a year ago, and 7th in the Big Ten. Cincinnati ends up 8th in the Big 12 and 62nd nationally, allowing 24.6 points per game. Terrell, I brought this up with DP before. Nebraska is undefeated when it scores at least 30 points in the Matt Rule era. Problem is, he's coached 25 games at Nebraska. Nebraska's only gotten there 5 times. As you look at this game, do you have kind of a benchmark for where you think that the Nebraska offense will need to score in the neighborhood of to feel good about Nebraska's chances today?
24 to 30 points. I said earlier on the show earlier today that it would be 27 to 17 or 24 to 17 will be a good score. You know, it's first game. You got to get the jitters out. You got, you know, these players are going to be nervous. You know, everybody's nervous for their first game. I remember my first game in 1995 at Oklahoma State. You know, we came out there, nighttime thing, ESPN, same as this is right here. I scored a touchdown in the second quarter, but my nerves are still bad because I was only out there for 2 or 3 plays. Now, these guys are going to have to come out here. They're in Kansas City. They have the crowd on their side, so I think this is an easy game for us.
We got a whole lot of overalls here, DP.
This was always the question. What are you nervous about?
Well,
there are lines on the field. They can only throw 11 people at you. They can only run in certain directions. They can't reverse it. They can't go backwards because if they do, they're helping you.
Well, I wouldn't call it nervousness. I'll just say it's a pit in your stomach that scares you a little bit. It's like riding a roller coaster. You know, you don't know how far it's going to jump when you don't expect it. Now, these guys have been practicing for this for months, but you know, the first game always is a little nervous because you're not going against the person you've been going against for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, you taking the fight out the backyard. You going to the opposing neighborhood now.
Yeah, I'm walking across the street.
That dude don't love you. That dude you playing tonight don't love you.
Yeah.
You've been practicing for 30 days with guys that live with you, eat with you, sleep with you. Them dudes you facing tonight don't like you.
Nah.
They don't like you.
You're in their way.
It's a different speed, but here's the thing. If you just remember, chaos can only happen, fear can only happen when you do something that I didn't ask you to do. I've given you a plan. I've given you direction. I've given you reps.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if this, then this. And if you stick to that, we'll make plays and we'll win. It's only when you go outside of that fear can happen, chaos can happen.
We're here at Memorial Stadium. Students are here in droves. We saw the Penny overall suspender squad walk by.
There's 12 of them.
At least. And not a shirt in sight.
Not one shirt.
Just the overall.
Not one.
You got to look like flannel
20.
overalls up
20,
there about
DB.
10 rows deep or
Austin,
so.
are you an overalls guy? I had to ask the question. I make zero assumptions. Farley, are you an overalls guy?
Yes, I'm looking for a regular, not those pair.
Oh,
I'm looking for
You're not doing the pennies?
regular countryman pair with the blue jean material.
So you need a denim set of over.
Yes.
But those are the Husker overalls.
Those look like Indiana.
Yeah.
I get too many Indiana vibes when I see pinstripes like that. Wisconsin.
Rutgers is in the same neighborhood. I get that. But those are, here at Memorial, those are Husker overalls.
Now, let's talk about uniforms tonight.
Uh-huh.
Cincinnati's coming out in all red. Is this a
it's a slap in the face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's disrespect. It's disrespect. No, listen. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. What are your colors?
Black and red.
And if you don't know your colors and you don't care about your colors, I'm gonna do. What did he say? Kevin Hart say, I'm gonna take it as disrespectful that you wearing my gear. Yeah, no, we would fight tonight, bro. 50-yard line, meet me there.
Nebraska in the road white, Cincinnati going with the all red look. We will be back for one final segment of pregame. This segment, of course, been brought to you by Select Plumbing, now servicing Seward and Milford, in addition to Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding
I'm like
area.
Jordan. I'm taking it personal.
And I took that personal.
I'm taking it personal.
We're taking this break personal. We'll be back for more A1 Automotive Take a Tailgate pregame show.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
It's Schaefer's Labor Day Savings Event. Take advantage of store-wide savings, interest-free financing, and special Labor Day cashback rebates. Save on all ultra-high-def TVs and audio systems while you explore the possibilities in our all-new Man Cave Electronics Gallery. From Samsung frame TVs to huge video walls and Atmos audio systems, Labor Day never looked and sounded so good. Hurry in for the Labor Day Savings Event going on now at Schaefer's, 48th and R. Lincoln.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's.
Herbstreit's in the drive-thru again. Oh, hey, Kirk. What can I get you today?
I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers that are real difference makers. Sprinkle cut fries with dynamic ridge patterns, Texas toast, and cane sauce with an air of smugness that comes from knowing you're the best. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup. One love.
Boxing is back this Saturday with no nonsense at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream the event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, August 30th at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Back to the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show, brought to you by A1 Automotive.
To you by A1 Automotive. It is the Ticket Tailgate Pregame Show. This segment sponsored by A1. Always honest answers. It's A1 Automotive at 11th and L in downtown Lincoln, and now in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive. Austin Norman, VP. Terrell Farley with you.
Let's shout out Kendall Warnock.
Big shout out, our boy
for
Kendall.
making a big screen tonight at Memorial Stadium. Kendall Warnock, that is your invoice, kind sir. Well done.
Kendall Warnock, big shout out to him. Terrell, what's on your mind? Nebraska, Cincinnati, anything we haven't hit? Any questions you still have as we are within half an hour of kickoff of the 2025 season for the Huskers?
Well, just watching Cincinnati defense and this Don Carleon. I watched his highlights last night. This kid is strong. He's a 6'3", 330 bowling ball. And when I say bowling ball, you're going to have to get more than one hand on him. I think you're going to have to get 4 hands on him. So it's going to take you 2 people. They do get a linebacker coming back who was here last year. And I'm trying to think of his name earlier. I seen it. I was thinking about it. Yeah, that guy right there.
Jack Dingle.
Jack Dingle. You know, these guys played together for the last 3 years. When we talk about transfer portal guys, how great do we know these guys that are filling these slots? It's hard to look up all these guys that we try to do homework on and see how good they are. But that one guy in the middle is the guy you got to worry about tonight.
He's a first-round NFL guy. So that's how good he is. And their coaching staff likes to talk about his ability to disrupt and how they've seen him against other programs, just kind of throw folks around and get folks out of their system. But this is the thing. Nebraska has to win. Holgerson and Donovan Rail have to figure out how to maintain peace in the middle of that offense tonight. Like that's everything that they want to run is from the middle out. And if they cannot handle the big guy in the middle, then as Farley said, if 2 hands don't work, 4 hands have to come into play.
But then you're a man short somewhere else.
Then you're a man short. But you can work and dominate. Again, we don't know. Can Emmett Johnson do the heavy lifting from tackle to tackle over the course of a full ball game for Nebraska? We don't know. We don't know what the offensive line is going to look like, right? How much are you going to use Lindmeyer downhill as a lead blocker? Because if you have to, you gotta. Mm-hmm. You gotta. Win the middle of the field. Watch this game from the middle of the field out. And if Nebraska is being aggressive and they're in control in the middle of the field, it allows them to do more things externally. But you have to win the middle of the field first. Between the hash marks, that's where the big work, the heavy lifting is going to be done.
Farley, talk about your experience playing with the guys in the middle of your defense that you did, how much their contributions helped you and how much your speed potentially off the edge freed up some one-on-ones for your guys in the middle.
I don't think it's fair to talk about that, Austin, because I had a defensive line that was unbelievable.
That's my point. That's literally my point.
You're talking about 3 guys who went in the first round, another guy who went in the second. When you trust your defensive line to do things that keep offensive linemen off of you, it makes your job a lot easier. When I say that is that, you know, I had 2 defensive ends that probably demanded a double team, but then you leave a guy in the middle open. Then you had another fast linebacker who was almost faster than me. You have a great linebacker like Jay Foreman. So, you know, when you talk about great defenses, it's just when we practice perfection and when you do everything right, all 11 guys do everything right, it makes the defense much more easier.
We had a question during the drive today that AD and I addressed, but I want to bring it to you guys as well. Actually, someone on YouTube, so shout out our YouTube stream. Don't forget, Sutter Heyman Jewelers text line still open for you all show long pregame and, of course, during postgame. this commenter on YouTube trusted the defensive backs more than the defensive line. We know the names in the defensive backfield, and that's totally fair. But his question was, how sticky do the defensive backs coverage have to be to allow the defensive line to settle in? And I can see where he's coming from, that we know the names, DP. But my response to that was, there have been a whole lot more pressure interceptions created than there are coverage sacks. Nebraska's DBs have to be good, but they look better when that defensive line gets off to a hot start.
Well, this is we assume that this is a more athletic, a little bit quicker defensive front than they've had the previous few years. We don't know that because, new data
haven't
system.
Seen it.
But what happens in the back end, and it's the same thing that Cincinnati does with its back end, is to keep it from becoming a fatal mistake. If we make a mistake, you make the mistake in the front 7 yards. Don't make a mistake in the back 7 yards. And that's what the intent is. Nebraska's back defensive backfield will keep this from being a mistake that costs us points on the scoreboard rather than moving the chains. And that's just intelligent football. It's also kind of the playbook defensively for Big Ten football throughout the season. Listen, if you make mistakes, make them in the front 7. Do not make them in the back 7. The back 7 changes the scoreboard.
You're right. If you're going to make a mistake, make it full speed. That's how coaches tell you. I'd rather see you run full speed and make a mistake and run it slow, and then I have to take you out.
The guys in the defensive backfield, of course, for Nebraska, a bunch of guys who have been around for a while, and one new guy in Andrew Marshall. Guys, he's the guy that I've had my eye on for a little bit. I think he's been probably under-discussed when it comes to the Nebraska football defense because he's in a room with so many returners and so much production. This is a young man in Andrew Marshall. When he transferred in from Idaho, oh, look, Nebraska got a punt returner. He's going to really help the special teams. Look what he's going to bring to that side of the ball. But Terrell, he comes in, he earns a starting spot, 6 foot, 190-pound cornerback. I'm excited to see what he looks like lined up opposite of Sierra Wright. I think it's a really good situation for him to be stepping into.
Well, hey, yeah, that's a guy who came in, started off at Idaho, so you really don't see that too much. But, we got the guy. He came in. His stats are really great. He's a return guy that can do many things with the football. That was a position we had to shore up, especially after who's the guy that got
Tommy
hurt?
Hill got
Tommy
hurt.
Hill got hurt.
Lab.
So he had to step up. I think it's great that he came in and earned a black shirt already and ready to prove himself. I think tonight on the big stage on a Thursday night football live on ESPN, we'll see what they got.
DP, Nebraska's had some darn good players in that secondary. Again, without having seen it, my gut tells me that Nebraska's defensive backs, a lot of them are finally in the home where they should operate best. The Sierra Wright at corner, Andrew Marshall at corner, that makes sense. I like Deshaun Singleton in the box, kind of as that rover in the Gifford role. Marquise Buford officially moved back to kind of free safety, field safety. I really like that for him. And I most of all love the move for Malcolm Hartzog, who competed his butt off at corner and at safety and at corner and at safety and at safety and at corner and at corner and at safety, doing whatever the team asked of him, and that's incredibly remarkable for him. I love that he found a home at nickel in that base 3-3-5 that Nebraska wants to run. I don't know if the talent level is as high. I don't know how many of these guys end up going to the NFL draft, but I think at least from the outside looking in, it looks like it's a group that fits together pretty cohesively.
Well, and the matchup matters. Last year's Cincinnati receiver group was, in the old Redskins speak, they were Smurfs. They were all 5'9". They were all jitterbugs in space, tackle breaker playmakers. They then decide that's not the way they want to go. They go and get some bigs with some length and who are supposed to be playmakers in open space. Now, matchups matter. You can change the matchup based on motion. Down and distance comes into play. Sometimes you can get a big against a small simply by going in motion. Those are the things that happen within the game, the in-game adjustments and the scheme adjustments. Look, this is a big part. This is big boy football. And from week to week, there are going to be different mismatches. Sometimes Nebraska will have the advantage. Sometimes the opponent will. We don't know what the mismatches are going to be tonight against Cincinnati because we haven't seen the lineup. We haven't seen them in down and distance, and we haven't seen them fatigued late in the ball game. I don't want to miss the layup in that we don't know how these teams are going to finish. We're interested and curious about how they start. We certainly better be interested in how this thing finishes and who the playmakers are. Who starts is one thing, who finishes is another. Some folks will get eliminated throughout the course of the game. Farley, there's a lot of dudes that got out there early, and then them bright lights and them quick feet put them right on the sideline.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun to see these guys out here. We've been waiting for this for months, man. I want to see the guys like Jacoby Barney out there making great runs. I want to see Marquise Watt-Trent out there making good hits. I want to see the defense score the first touchdown. So, I'm a defensive guy.
Of course
I'm always going to
Shocker.
root for the defensive guys.
Shocker. The Hall of Fame linebacker wants to see them win a defensive score. Shocker.
Some other numbers for Nebraska under Matt Rule here. I mentioned when they're 30 points or more, they're 5-0. How about this? When Nebraska commits 0 turnovers, 3-0. So once every 8 games, Nebraska's going turnover free. They're 6-1 when they win the turnover margin. We know that's a pretty big key for success, but also tells you Nebraska hasn't straight up won the turnover margin that often. And then we talk about Nebraska getting off to a fast start. Establish. When Nebraska scores first and when Nebraska leads at halftime, the Huskers are 10-3 under Matt Rule. How about this, though? When Nebraska is trailing at halftime, they have not yet come back to win a game under Matt Rule. And when they're tied at the half, they are 2-2 in the 25 games of the Matt Rule era. Again, numbers are one thing. It's just an overview. It's not everything. But, DP, that tells me it's going to be pretty important for Nebraska to play from in front. And then we see with Dana Holgorsen, how committed are you to staying aggressive, staying with the game plan, but also trying to find a way to run some power stuff and milk some clock with a lead?
Well, that's when you have to ask the question, do you know what you're good at? Because that eliminates whether you're ahead or behind. You're going to do what you're good at. Mm-hmm. It's when you don't know what you're good at that those things kind of happen. And then
let's try this. It's time for that.
Right? It's my least favorite coach in the room. You know what we ought to do right here? No, we ought to do what works. We ought to do what we're best at.
Is that coach the same as watch this coach?
Or 100%. 100%. But this is where the personality and culture, the repeat returning group leaders, where you know what your partner next to you is doing. The linebacker coach trusting the defensive back group, trusting the defensive line. The quarterback coach trusting the coordinator, and the coordinator trusting the running backs not to put it on the turf. Like, those are things that you can't coach. You can't scheme away from it. Playmakers have to make plays. Take care of the ball. Like, it's just that simple. Take care of the ball. Cincinnati sitting in zone allows you to take care of the ball. Low throws, in space, throw to green, take care of your pass catchers. They do good things afterwards. Put them in duress, send them in a crosser to Farley's area of the field. Guess what? Bad things are going to happen. That's how you win ball games. Take care of the ball, be smart with your decision makers, and stay away from guys like Terrell Farley.
That's the other part of this, Terrell. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you're good at? We've heard a lot about the communication and the relationship between Dylan Raiola and Dana Holgorsen. Sounds like they're speaking the same language. They're on the same page. Earlier this week, John Butler was asked about who's going to wear the green dot, the coach-to-player communication. He said, you know what? We're still figuring that out. It's going to be a couple different guys rotating in and onto the field at different times that are going to be wearing that green dot. It's going to be really important for John Butler to figure out who it is that he's going to be talking to, and for that player then to kind of read John Butler's mind, get to know him really well, be on the same page, because you don't want to be missing, a play call at any point, but especially if it's a one-possession game in the third quarter, maybe you just scored, you're trying to get off the field, give the ball back to your offense to get another score. Sounds like Nebraska's offense is confident in what Dylan Raiola and Dana Holgorsen are cooking up. Here's the first real test under fire for this Nebraska defense.
Well, you always start off with the middle linebacker. He's like the quarterback of the defense. You can either go him or a free safety, but you want the front 7 guys up there to especially for it to be the middle linebacker. We had a guy like Jay Foreman who called out defensive plays. I was able to stand.
Was he any good at it?
Yeah, he was great at it. I mean, only thing you ask those guys to do is get the play out in a manner of time, get us lined up, get us in the correct left, right, weak side, strong side type of ball game. I think strong side, I think linebackers should be in control of that. They're the leaders of the defense. They're the ones that sit in the middle of the defense, can see a lot of things, can see different angles of what defense. Especially if you don't want a defensive lineman with a red dot a green dot. I mean, that guy's going to be tired. He's not going to play but 2 or 3 snaps. Then he's going to be out of the game. So you want that long-lasting guy, somebody like a linebacker, somebody like Marcus Trent Watson out there, or Buddha. As long as you have guys that able to do the job and get it done correctly and have you lined up at a manner of time, it can be anybody.
You're playing a tight game against Colorado. You're playing a tight game against Kansas State. What do you want to hear called? What do you want to hear Coach McBride say? This is what we're running. What do you want to hear from Jay Foreman? Yeah, we're good. We're comfortable in this. We're getting to stop this play.
Under Viking.
Get him, Farley. Get him, Farley.
I tell you, like they used to say in junior college, blitz to the formation. Guy said, no, blitz to Real Farley. Thank you.
There you go. Listen. You hear the man, right? He letting you know. Go with what you do and send your dogs. You have to, like tonight we learned who the best offensive player is for Nebraska football. We also learned who the best defensive player is for Nebraska football. Two things that we do not currently know. We can speculate. We think it may be Dylan Raiola, but we know that quarterbacks need somebody else. Who's the best offensive lineman? We'll find that out tonight. Best defensive lineman against the run? We'll find that out tonight. Best pressure from the defensive side, whether it's a linebacker or an edge. We'll find that out tonight. We don't know. A whole lot of data is about to be dumped when they kick off in Kansas City.
In that vein, Terrell, we'll start on defense because that's your forte. Who do you expect to be Nebraska's best defensive player on the field tonight against Cincinnati?
You put me on the spot right now.
That's what we do here. Think through it.
Deshaun Singleton. I think he's moving up to the rover spot. I think that puts him in a fast lane to make a lot of tackles. He will see a lot of stuff. He's like the leader in the back there, especially moving from the free safety where he knows everything, where everybody's lined up. I think he has the key. Him or either Marquise Watt-Trent.
I was going to go with Marquise Watson-Trent myself. I think that's a guy that maybe hasn't gotten his flowers from Nebraska fans as well. Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
Let me give my tribute now. Not so fast. The playmaker defensively is the veteran, the one unicorn that's out there that nobody in the Big Ten's figured out how to block against. Javen Wright is the defensive playmaker. He will blitz off the edge. He'll get strip fumbles along the way. And I'm telling you, across the middle at some point, they're not going to see him, and he'll get an interception tonight that could help turn this thing around. I'm going to say from the defensive side, let's watch Javen Wright.
That's a single digit. That is a black shirt. I think we're all rooting for that. All right, we'll start back on this side. Farley, offensively, who do you think needs to be Nebraska's best player for the Huskers to pull out a victory against Cincinnati tonight?
Dylan Raiola. That's it. I mean, he's the quarterback. He has to make the right throws. He has to make the right reads. He's got the green thing in his ear, so he's the captain of that ship. It starts with Dylan Raiola. It ends with Dylan Raiola. He makes the plays. He makes the throw. He touches the ball every play. So however Dylan gets this ball out, call the correct plays, get him out of the huddle right, call the right audibles. I think everything's you see the growth of Dylan tonight. It starts tonight.
TP.
Emmett Johnson has to be the best offensive player on the field for Nebraska tonight. Running game, controlling the clock, keeping them out of second and third and long, catching passes out of the backfield to give balance to this offense, giving safety to Dylan Raiola, right? Because if Dylan hits Emmett 4 times out of the backfield and Emmett carries it 20 times for plus 4, 4-3, 4-4 yardage, the Huskers will score points. Dylan will stay safe, less risk for the offensive line, and it allows a lot of the playmakers on the outside to get freedom because those linebackers are occupied.
I'm going to be excited to watch the running back snap count and usage. Emmett's the guy. We know there have been a lot of questions all offseason about who's the guy behind him. We seem to think Dana Holgorsen likes Emmett Johnson. At least he did last year. Maybe that was relative to everyone else on the roster. Maybe that was a sign of things to come. We'll find out tonight. But someone else is going to have to make a play. First of all, on offense, and second of all, in that running back room. Mekhi Nelson, are you for real? Are you for real? You've been around. Can you make an impact early on? Isaiah Mosey, if you're in there in crunch time, maybe he's probably a lower leverage type of player this early in his career and into a position switch, but they elevated him to third-string running back over a guy that scored a touchdown for him in the bowl game last year in Quentin Ives, one of the guys that I believe came in with them with the first recruiting class who they've been pretty high on. Someone else in that running back room is going to get carries. It's not just going to be Emmett Johnson and then, here comes the Ja'Cory Barney sweep in. Maybe Heinrich Harburg gets a run play or two. Another running back.
I don't want to know the backup running backs.
But you're going to have to, whether you want to or not.
No, for this thing to look the way it needs to look tonight, just tonight, this would be one, set the tone. Emmett, 20-plus carries and a tutty on the ground, maybe one out of the backfield like he did in the bowl game, right? Same thing in play. I also want to see, is Heinrich Harburg going to be an offensive factor at the tight end position? Is he going to be a guy that Dillon leans on? The tight ends, look, he and Carter Nelson, Luke Lindemeyer, look, we understand that the tight end play for a young quarterback is his best friend. Let's see how it plays.
We will see. We are just about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Here's what I want to see. I want to see Dylan Raiola's first 300-yard passing game in college.
I'm good with that.
He didn't have one last year. Got close a couple different times.
I'm good with that.
He was what? Second in terms of passing yards by Big Ten true freshman since 2000. Just about 150 yards behind Christian Hackenberg at Penn State in 2013. JP, you brought up the point about the zone coverage. If that's what Cincinnati's going to sit in, and that's Dylan Raiola's strength, is diagnosing and hitting those throws, that's Nebraska's bread and butter tonight, so be it. Let's see Dylan Raiola put 3 stacks on the board, have a 300-yard game that probably means Dane Key's involved, Ja'Cory Barney's involved, tight ends are involved. He's probably spreading the love a little bit. And then, let's say Dylan has 300 yards passing, Nebraska's up, headed to the fourth quarter. Yeah, you got to establish the run, be physical, all that. But if you can pass for 300 and then run for 75 in the fourth like Matt Rule wants, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying that sounds like a fun formula for Nebraska to win tonight to me.
I think if Emmett gets his 100, it's easier for Dylan to throw 300. Mm-hmm. If Emmett's not productive, and if he is not just simply wearing them out, allowing the big fats up front to get lean on time. Look, I need to see this offensive line lean on Cincinnati. And I mean lean hard and heavy. Right then, Dylan takes some of the pressure off. His throws become easier made. You occupy safeties and these run-around Farleys out there, linebacker, who want to make chaos.
All right, Terrell, are you sticking with 27-17?
27-17, Nebraska.
I am somewhere in the neighborhood of 27-21, 28-24. I think it's a tight one. I think it's a nail-biter, but the Huskers do end up pulling it out as a slight favor, about a 5.5-point favor now. DP, I know you're not a huge one for predictions. Do you think we'll be having some fun on the after party tonight?
We better. Listen, if folks haven't realized, the folks who are here, I can imagine what Arrowhead is like, because I'm sitting here at Memorial Stadium and the young Huskers showed up. They showed up. They look gorgeous. There will be a party at Memorial Stadium because Matt Rule, Dylan Raiola, and this Husker group has put in the work. I don't know what it's going to be like at Arrowhead, but there better be a party at Memorial. The young Huskers showed up.
Let's go ahead and one final time for our first A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Thank everyone who has made this possible. Blur Events, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, the Kindler Hotel, Raising Cane's, Currency, Select Plumbing, and, of course, A1 Automotive, the title sponsor of our A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, as well as the sponsor of this segment. A1 Automotive, always honest answers at A1 Automotive at 11th and L, now at 5110 State Hill Drive. That'll do it for us from Memorial Stadium, just about 10 minutes away from kick between Nebraska and Cincinnati. For AD, for Demo, for Rudy, for Farley, for DP, this is Austin Norman signing off. Huge thank you to Harrison and Tristan for their help back in the studio. Fellows, we'll be back shortly. Save us some room. Then big shout out to our crew at Blur. Great work from down there. Big thank you to Eric Stacy, everyone getting us set up down there. Sounded like a fantastic time. Here we go, folks. We're nearing kickoff. Stick with us here on 93.7 The Ticket. That's it for the A1.
One more thing, Austin.
What do you got, Farley?
Go Big Red!
Go Big Red. We'll talk to you after the game.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Boxing is back this Saturday with no nonsense at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream the event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, August 30th at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Shwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's.
Herb Street's in the drive-thru again. Oh, hey, Kirk. What can I get you today?
I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers that are real difference makers. Sprinkle cut fries with dynamic